Welcome back to the Man Down Sports. As you can see from the thumbnail, we have a really good episode. And I'm not at my usual time. Usually, I I go live on Tuesdays. If I can't catch the Tuesday afternoon at 4:30, I catch it on Wednesday or something like that. But there was so much stuff happening on this week already so far and over the weekend that I had to give y'all a episode. So y'all might get an extra episode. So y'all might get this tonight, and then y'all might still get my Tuesday show, and then of course y'all go see us on full panel Friday. So yeah, y'all getting some extra content, man. So make sure y'all file in. Make sure y'all definitely let me know who's in the house in the comment section. Let me know when I get some moderators in here. Salute. I see y'all in the comment. Darian Barry Sports Highlights. What's up, brother? A member. Uh, Forrest Ghost Fabio was good. Was good. We might get some people overseas tonight. You know, this might be a good time for me. But I want to see some of my moderators. There we go. What's up, Mikey Brass? Got moderators in here, showing up, man, on an impromptu live. That's dope of y'all to jump in here. I know it's late, but we got to get some of this stuff out of here, man. What's up, Frequency? Yeah, so we got to get some of this stuff out of here. It's gonna be a call-in show. It's gonna be a good show. We got four segments. A lot of good conversation, man. Y'all want to stick around for that Stephen A. Smith and Jaylen Brown sit down and one-on-one. I thought that was interesting. That's gonna get real lit. Yeah, thanks, brother. Voracious. I think that's how you say it. Yeah, for sure, man. And Vosha. What's going on with these? Y'all not robots, are you? What's good, Hardy? I see you in the house. Yeah, I think we can start. Guillermo, what's good on? Is Bronny playing tomorrow? That's a good question, man. Hopefully we'll talk about it when you call in, Guillermo. That'll be a good call in for us to have that conversation. But yeah, this Bronny James conversation is gonna happen. Hopefully this is the last time we got to kind of address it in this way. I think the next time we'll talk about it is when him and LeBron finally make their appearance on the court together in a regular season. Then they'll talk about it a little bit, and after that, man, hopefully we can get to the basketball season and we don't have to keep beating that dead horse and talking about that stuff, man. But I gotta get this last thing out of there before the season starts on tomorrow, and just kind of end it, and then get everybody thoughts on it. We do have members that I want to shout out, man, because y'all really been holding it down, man, and helping me keep pushing this content out, man. We got people at the All-Star level, the Pro level, Hall of Fame level, all of that stuff, man. So right hand Cam, appreciate you for being a member at the All-Star level. Demetrius Day, All-Star level. Mikey Brass, All-Star level. Then Taco Master, he's in there twice. It's not that serious. Daniel Berry Sports, Gerard Lyon, James Reed, Beast Mode Bones, 33 Shuggy. He being there with the call-in support as well. He'll probably call in tonight. Cedric Franklin, the real Mr. Cropper at the All-Star level. Ida Tomlinson, E. King, Steve Calvert, the Joker, 687, Scott Merriweather, Unspoken Voices at the All-Star level. Taco Master again, 6'4" Slim at the Hall of Fame level. Keith Brazil, Savon Arnold, Ryan Walters, another Hall of Fame member. Jay Barrett, WW, Shay J, R. Bean, Jeffrey Gould, All-Star level. Shy Rider, West Sider, 23 at the All-Star level. Ashley H, Michael Tafoya, Wizman Ballin, Malachi Israel. And those are my members, and those are our members on Man Down Sports channel. I appreciate y'all, man. Definitely help me keep pushing this content out, man. It makes it worth my while when I get some people that donate. The cash apps are big. I mean, but it ain't just that, man. Just the likes and the comments and people watching the live and all of that stuff, man. All of that stuff help keeps the whole thing going, man. I'm gonna do one more thing before we get started. Let me hit that setting. Okay, we got that done. All right. Shay J, what's up? This is a late night session for sure. Man down is top tier. Appreciate that, Jay Watson, man. I appreciate that. Loving Aries 23 was good. They want to lose by 58 again. Y'all so silly, man. Yeah, this is gonna be a good conversation, man. But as you can see, man, I got on CALI Strong, man. One of my favorite brands. I don't know if y'all notice this, but I wear a lot of CALI Strong. And I had the pleasure of speaking to the owner and the co-owner because they sing the podcast and sing that I wear their stuff a lot, right? So I had a meeting with them and we talked about a lot of stuff, man. So I think in the very near future, y'all will see us recording as a whole team at CALI Strong store. That's gonna be something that we're gonna do. So y'all get to see the whole full panel Friday eventually sometime soon, all together in one room. That's gonna be dope, man. And we'll be recorded at CALI Strong if we can get that worked out. But we're still working out some of the logistics of it. And then I think they'll be sponsoring a show showing if we can get that worked out as well. But you still gonna see me rocking that stuff because I really like that stuff, man. But I did link their online store in the description box if y'all want to check it out. Yeah, it's one of my favorite brands. Y'all go and check out their online store and see if y'all can get some of that stuff. Man, CALI Strong got good stuff, good material, good shirts, good socks, good shoes. They got a Rastafarian collection. They got skateboard type gear. I mean, they even make skateboards and longboards and stuff too, man. So just go check the website out, see if you like any of that stuff, and then hopefully once we get everything worked out, we'll have some type of promo code for y'all to use when y'all go and shop there, man. So, but they're not sponsoring us yet, but we are sponsored by Underdog. So here's a word from our sponsor. Underdog Fantasy is the best place to play fantasy sports. I want to tell you about the easiest way to get in on some NBA action with Underdog Fantasy and their pick'em game. Just find your favorite player or any player for that matter, pick higher or lower on that player's stats, and you can win up to 20 times your money in one night. Pick between 2 or 5 players to fill your pick'em entry. Get every pick right, and you can net yourself some serious cash. Use the promo code Man Down Sports and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Plus, now that it's football season, you can follow Man Down Sports as we reveal our favorite picks from week to week. Like I said before, pick your favorite player, pick higher or lower, choose your dollar amount, and win some money. It's just that easy. Make picks, win money. We also want to thank Underdog Fantasy for partnering with us, and we want to thank you for helping the channel out by using Man Down Sports on Underdog Fantasy. All right, so let's get into this Bronny topic and this Los Angeles Lakers and this LeBron topic. Why on the thumbnail do I have a check, and why does it say insufficient funds? And I want to start by saying this. All the attention that LeBron get, or not LeBron, but Bronny is getting, most of it is just because he happens to be LeBron's son. So that's naturally going to become a thing where he's getting a lot of attention. Whether he was in high school, whether he went to USC, some level of attention was coming his way just for who he is and just for who his dad is. So just by being a junior of LeBron, he's going to get a level of attention, right? But then LeBron bought more attention for him by some things that he said, mainly the tweets, right? And we've all seen the tweet before. I'll pull it up just in case you haven't seen it, but we've all seen the tweet before, and it's not that one. So, okay, we've all seen the tweet before, and the tweet says, "Man, Bronny definitely better than some of these cats I've been watching on League Pass today. The S is lightweight, hilarious. Laughing emoji, laughing emoji, laughing emoji, laughing emoji." All right. Almost 30,000 or 30 million people seen that tweet. I don't know if it's still up. He deleted it, maybe not. I don't know. But that's a lot of people to see that tweet. That's a lot of NBA media, a lot of NBA fans. Right. So in my book, when he said that, I feel like he bought a lot of attention for LeBron or for Bronny. There was a lot of attention coming his way. He was at USC playing, And for somebody like LeBron James to tweet that with all the following that he has, and we pay attention to a lot of what LeBron does and says and tweets, and he knows that. For him to tweet that, he knows that that's going to bring a lot of attention his son way. Is Bronny really playing that good at USC? Let me check it out. Let me check these games out. So it bought a level of attention. He purchased a level of attention, but that tweet was a check. All right, look at that tweet like a check, right? He wrote that check, and LeBron, being who he is, writing that check, it came back insufficient funds because Bronny was supposed to get in the league and prove it somehow. He was supposed to cash that check. That check was supposed to have some money behind it. You have to show us that, because you brought the attention, or you bought the attention with that tweet. You bought the attention with that check. So I want you to think about if you write a check for any equipment, let's say I go buy a radio. I write a check for it. They accept the check. I take that radio home. They try to cash that check. The check bounce, comes back insufficient funds. At some point, they got to come back and grab that radio from me and say, hey, look, that your check bounced. So where we at right now is that Bronny has tried several times to cash that check. He was at USC when that check was written, and he couldn't cash that check at USC. Insufficient funds, averaging 5 points. Couldn't get it done, right? Couldn't crack the lineup enough where he was getting a lot of minutes, right? But that tweet brought him so much attention. He was still getting talked about. Is he going in the transfer portal? Is he going to stay at USC? Oh my God, he's actually entering the draft. Oh my God, this is going to be great. They're going to make history. So all that attention Bryant was getting was by way of the check that LeBron James wrote that we can't seem to get the money. We can't get the money for. You already got the attention, but that check keep bouncing because Bronny cannot prove that he was worthy of what he said on that tweet. Now he gets into the combine, and where scouts are starting to say what they think about Bronny, and the check bounces again. They're telling you he's not ready. But what the ESPN say, and what the Clutch Sports and all the media members that's in the in NBA atmosphere, Gilbert Arenas and all these guys, what are they saying? Oh, they don't know what they're talking about. This kid is ready, this and that, and all this crazy. Okay, cool, he's ready, all right. Then he gets drafted, he falls. They take him at 55 with the Lakers, and everybody was like, "This is crazy. The nepotism is out of control," and all this stuff, right? Then he goes into the summer league, still can't cash that check. He still didn't prove it. Still insufficient funds. It still bounced. And then you go into preseason, and then it gets even worse. They can't cash this check. The 17 points that he had on the last game were he was playing with the people that's probably not going to be on the roster after that game. People that's going to be in the G League. Yeah, it was a little bit of people with the Warriors that was in the rotation that was in the game, but they lost by 60 points, right? You can null avoid everything that happened when you lose by 60 points. 17 points, I'm not going to brag about it, off 17 shots. No, I'm not bragging about that. But now they're trying to say that now he's ready because of the 17 points. The check still can't be cashed. I don't know in what world where a check that you wrote a year ago still is coming back insufficient funds. At this point, no one is going to keep trying to run that check. They're just coming back to get their equipment that you bought with it. So all the attention that LeBron brought with that tweet or that check needs to come back. Just don't give him no attention, because if we can't give him any critique, which is in your book, negative attention, if we can't give him any critique, then don't give him no praise either. Just don't talk about him. If a 55th pick can't be talked about, just don't talk about him at all, good or bad. I'm okay with not giving him any attention because there's nothing that he has done to garner that attention. There's nothing he has done to earn that attention. Nothing at all. Not on the basketball court. Not at all. Right. So don't give him any attention at all. Right. That check just keeps bouncing. Right. When it comes to the collection agencies, because anytime that you owe somebody some money and they try to get it back from you, if they don't come and take what you bought or repo what you bought, at some point they're going to send it to collections. Hey, collection agency, y'all go get it. So when it comes to YouTube, channels like this that want to tell the truth, we're the collection agencies coming back to say, hey, look, man, everything that you bought with that tweet, telling everybody, telling the whole world that Bronny is better than all these dudes that's on League Pass that you're watching today, all of the attention he's getting, all of this false, oh, we about to make history and all this stuff, but he didn't earn to get in the league. All of this attention that you're buying, collection agencies are coming back to take it back. Channels like mine, channels like Sports T, channels like Dreamers Pro, Ticket TV, Casino for Life, Kwame Brown Bus Life, GOAT Debate Media, Sports and Fitness Rants, all of these channels, collection agencies. We're coming back. We're going to either make it right. Bronny better show us something, or just give us all the attention back, right? Well, Gilbert Arenas, after he had his 17 points, there was kind of hype, and they had this to say.
His best performance as a pro. We got to show the video.
Second NBA training camp.
So Bronny finished with 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 steals in 35 minutes of action. Just ignore the score of the game and watch the highlight. Okay, do not. It is preseason. Do not. The Lakers rolled out their third string crew against a mostly full string Warrior squad. All those guys played decent amount of minutes, not a ton. But like I said, Bronny, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 3 steals in 35 minutes of action, 7 for 17 from the field, 1 for 5 from 3. So coming into the game, Bronny had scored just 8 points total in the preseason. As a reminder, he's only 19 years old. I see a lot of people comparing him to other rookies in this draft. Some of those rookies, 3-4 years older than this man, 19 years old. 55th pick has been subject of much criticism during summer league and preseason as he adjusted the NBA game, playing in the shadow of his pops, of course, LeBron James Sr., in case you did not know. Gil, how much did Bronny need to have a game like this to show his critics that he can play in this league?
His critics. I mean, if he has critics being a 55th pick, something's wrong with them because it's a 55th pick. All second rounders, there's no expectations on a second rounder. Like, the hardest job for a second rounder is actually trying to make the roster, right? Because yeah, you picked me, but now there's G League, right? There's the G League where most of them are actually headed to, right? So, there's only a few that's signing for the 15th man roster, and usually your second pick is going to be number 15 and rotating to 16 and 17 spot, right? That's what the life of a second rounder is. So the critics, is this just easy bait for him? This is a game for himself. Right, this was a game to prove to himself that he can play in this league, because that's all every game is about for most people. Are you good enough to be here? Do you deserve to be here? No. Right, and most of preseason to himself is probably no. Like, physically, yes, you can see the speed, you can see the strength, you can see him moving. He's making the moves. Everything else is just second guessing himself. So this is more about him, and I think he finally got the answer, because he's not playing against the other draftees trying to make it. He's playing against people he's watched TV against, right? So Draymond Green's there. Wiggins is out there. What? Kuminga's playing. So he played against real NBA players, and the fact that he has 17, he made some good shots, right? He can finish the preseason like, okay, now, let's get to regular season and let's wait for that opportunity where I can go in and get the confidence to show that I'm like,
Will he play?
No.
After he said all that, Cheryl Swoop said, will he play? No, he won't. Okay. This is Gil's attempt to try to get all the negative attention and all the critique off of LeBron. Let him play with no critique. Why? Because he was picked 55th. that would be fine if it went both ways. If you was picked number 55th and you're saying that you don't deserve any critique, because look, man, it's just a 55th pick. You ain't got to critique anybody in the second round. Don't critique them at all. If that was the case, then why is he getting all the attention in the media? Why are they doing segments on ESPN? Why are we anticipating the history that he's about to make? Why do we have to tell the media every 5 minutes that he earned it? Well, I mean, why we got to keep saying that? Why is he even getting podium interviews after the game, post game interviews? Why? Why is he doing all of that? Why is this happening if he's just a 55th pick? That's just something that they're using because they don't have anything better to use, because he played like he didn't play well, right? He hasn't played well in the last 3 years, USC senior year, and now as a rookie, he hasn't played well. So they don't have any ammo to come back with anything except, well, he was just a 55th pick. Let's not critique him. He's a professional basketball player who signed the contract. He's got a guaranteed contract, roster spot guaranteed, and he earned it. But let's not talk about him at all. Let's not critique his game. I can't. Is it like, seriously? There's an NBA player in the league that's a rookie, and we have former professionals telling people in the media and whoever else, people on YouTube or fans, telling them that you cannot critique him because he's a 55th pick. Like, that don't even make sense. Like, yeah, he's off limits. Like, this guy right here, I've never heard that before ever in my life. Before this, I've never heard any player that was in the professional league that got on the floor with other professionals, and then you have a layer of protection in the media saying, we can't allow you to critique him because he's a kid, only 19, and he's a 55th pick. Like, really make that make sense. Like, please make that make sense. Right? So if you're kind of wondering why Gilbert Arenas has to cap so much for Bronny, is because he's literally kind of like part of the family. I don't know if he's Clutch Sports. I don't know if he's a client. I wish I had a list. My guess would probably be yeah. I mean, he's got a lot going for him in media. My guess is somebody helped make that happen. But he's part of the family. He trained Bryce and Bronny. He worked them out. I remember when he first started his podcast, No Chill, maybe 4 years ago. It was him and some other unknown guy just talking hoops, and it was a phenomenal. I used to listen to it every time he dropped. Phenomenal podcast. And, it was interview based sometimes, but he didn't operate the way he's operating now. Back then, he was just trying to really be a pure basketball guy without the super hot takes. The hottest take he probably had was when he said what he said about the WNBA, which I covered. But back then, I remember him explaining how when Brian called him up, like he didn't have a real relationship with LeBron, but they had battles when he played for the Wizards, and Cleveland was battling them in the playoffs. But he said, I guess I must have gained a little bit of respect from LeBron, because he called me and said, I need you to come and watch Bronny play and give me your honest assessment on him, and tell me if you think he got what it takes to make it. And Gilbert Arenas said he went and did it, and he watched him, and he told a story about some things that happened, and he told LeBron that he's got it. And I think he worked with him a little bit. I don't know if it was, you could consider him their trainer, but I think he worked with them enough to build a relationship, right? And then this was revealed on his show last week.
Bronny will also be on the cover of Men's Health magazine, where he showed some love to the namesake of our show. So, Bronny's favorite players to watch growing up, Jamal Crawford for sure, Melo, just because he was so close to us. I used to watch old Iverson highlights. And then Gilbert Arenas, because I played him a bunch in 2K. You playing against Bronny in 2K?
You know me, I got to get a win somehow, man. Don't mind being on the youth. Someone got to teach him.
You were being there, he was smacking. You could tell the
I
truth.
was using his daddy.
Why you look just like your daddy?
I was using his daddy. Can't beat your daddy.
But Gibbs, what's your reaction to Bronny showing you love in Men's Health magazine?
Man, you know, like I understand. You know, everyone's judging a basketball game, but nobody's judging him as an influencer. You know, sometimes you got to look at it a little different. He's an influencer that's playing basketball, right? You're talking about a kid who he has more followers on social media than Patrick Mahomes, right? Like he literally has more than a 3-time NFL champion, right? So his influence is really, really huge. So he's going to get chanted everywhere. This is not about his performance on basketball. So, you know, the fact that he remembers those ass whoopers is a blessing for me.
And Rashad, how you feel about
that's
Bronny?
unreal? And this was before he had the 17-point game. So, like I said, when you don't have any ammo to use because the player is not performing well, you use tropes like that. Like, look, man, why are we looking at him like a basketball player? He's an influencer that just happened to play basketball. That is crazy work. For you to think that that's a compliment for a basketball player, for you to think that that's supposed to make people stop critiquing him as a basketball player, for you to think that was proper to say, that is embarrassing. But he's trying to protect them and trying to get people to stop talking about him and stop critiquing him. But that was horrible, right? And if you could have seen his face when they said, look, man, he's going to be on a cover of Men's Magazine. They interviewed him to ask him who his favorite players was, and he mentioned Gilbert Arenas. Not because he did anything on the basketball court, but because they played each other in 2K so much. So you got that type of relationship where you're playing him in 2K like that's nephew. I don't even play my nephew in 2K, right? But you're getting down on the kid's level with him, playing 2K with him for God knows how long. You have a relationship with them. You're compromised. You can't critique him honestly and objectively. You just can't. He can't do it. And I don't blame him for it. He looks at Bronny and LeBron like family members. You don't have to look, you could be loyal as all you want to be. I applaud that. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to point out the fact that we know why you're saying what you're saying and why you're not saying what you should be saying. You just can't. You didn't come in this game to actually be 100% honest. You came in this game for some other reason. And now when it comes to Bronny, I'm going to say what I need to say to keep this relationship straight with me, Bronny, and the rest of the family. He's just not going to say the right thing, right? But they play each other at 2K, and he said that he's an influencer. So that's, if you just wanted to know why he caps for Bronny so much, that's why. You're never going to get anything honest out of him. You're never going to get anything honest out of him, right? And it's not a lot to say about that, right? I'm gonna open the phone lines up because I want to hear anybody that disagree with me. I want to hear someone that agrees with Gilbert Arenas that you can't critique him because he's 19, or you can't critique him because he's the 55th pick, right? So somebody call in and let me know. Kilby said Mel got tired of us and had Don fill in. I like Don. She has some knowledge, but I don't always agree. Okay, yeah, no, I ain't get tired of nobody for sure, right? I ain't get tired of nobody. But the phone lines are open. Thanks for the super chat, Roland Curtis. Gilbert Arenas trained Bryant and LeBron is out here writing bad checks. That's a fact. Tupac said it best. You live in fantasies. I reject your deposit. All right, caller from Louisiana. What's up?
Melvin.
All right, here we go. What's going on?
At this point, Melvin, at this point, this is harassment.
Okay.
This is harassment what y'all doing to the young black man. This is harassment.
They're harassing us though?
No, man, no. As a matter of fact, Melvin, y'all don't have to watch, but you watch anyway. Why you watch it? The young man is so terrible, so bad. Because you want to put down your own people. Y'all don't do this to young white boys.
You think I want to put down my own people, brother?
Yeah, Yes.
Why you
yes,
think
because
that?
you believe in white Jesus.
Why you believe that?
Because all y'all black people sit on that panel, man. Y'all believe in the white man is better than your own people. Y'all really see a white man stay in power than a black man.
What does that got? What does that got to do with Bronny?
It got a lot to do with, because if you see young Brown, if you see Lebron James as a young black man, Jesus Christ was a black man, we were roaming the earth, you would not have that much hatred for a young black man. That's why.
Yeah, but I'm trying to explain to me what the hatred is. Where you see hatred
because the hatred every day, man. Y'all talk about these two black men, and y'all don't have no problem with white folks. No.
I don't have a problem with Bronny either.
Yes, you do, man. Y'all need to stop this, man, as black man. But you need to say more. Like I told you last time, brother could be out there doing a lot worse. He could be out there acting a fool. He could be out there shooting people. He could be out there raping women, anything. Because
try not to say that word. Try not to say that word.
Oh, okay. My bad. But look, he could be out there doing anything wrong. But come on, man, y'all gotta stop this, man.
So let me ask you. Let me ask you this. You want me not to say anything in a critique fashion about Bronny?
No, I want you to be fair. If you're gonna criticize a young black man, criticize a young white boy.
How long you been watching my show?
Your show ain't nothing. I mean, I'm just being real with you. It's a piece of trash because you always talking down on. Well,
hold on. But how long you been watching? How long you been watching?
You got Apostle Girl. I got Apostle Girl.
Listen. How long you been watching my show?
I've been watching not that long because, like I say,
okay, all right. So how can you say who I critique and who I don't critique if you only been watching for a little bit?
Because I could just tell by the way you come and say I went back.
Yeah, but you're wrong though. But you're wrong.
No, I'm
have
not.
Have you seen my videos on Luca?
Yeah, I went back. I'm glad you say that. I went back and listened
to you. Have you seen my shows on Jokic?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, so
you did not say nothing bad about them white boys. You didn't say nothing bad about them white boys.
I critiqued their game just like I'm critiquing
No. What you said about the white boy, they were Jesus. You said they Jesus. They walk on water.
Hey,
that's what you said.
If you go live, we can end the convo. Like if you want to, if you want to be real,
I'm being real. Melvin, y'all got it for real, Mel. Y'all got to stop this, man. This is at this point. This is harassment, and just a charge, man. You really could get charged for this. Y'all could go to jail for this, man.
I feel like they're harassing us. Young man. I feel like Clutch Sports is harassing us. I feel like ESPN is harassing us.
But let me.
I feel like they're gaslighting us too.
Okay, but let me ask you something. But you're not happy these young black men, Clutch Sports got power. But you're not happy for that.
Say again.
You're not happy that these young black men like Clutch Sports in power. You're not happy with those people got power.
I'm happy that Brian has a sports agency, and I'm happy they're doing well. But there's nothing to be happy about how Bronny got into the league, though. I'm not happy about that. I would be more happy if Bronny went straight to Clutch Sports and became a powerful agent, just like Rich Paul.
Okay, but now let me ask you a question. How long do you and your people sit on the panel with you? How long do y'all want white people to stay in power? How long white people got to stay in power?
That's not a conversation for a sports show. But I would have that conversation with you offline. But that's not a conversation for a sports show.
So you can't have the conversation about how long you want white people to stay in power, but you don't want the black man to stay in power?
Not on the sports show. No, I don't want to have that conversation.
Okay. Yeah. Now I get it. Now y'all been Uncle Tom. So you like, as long as the white man stay in power, I'm happy. I don't want no black person in power. I'm proud of LeBron James. I'm proud of Lebron James because
but what does what does that have to do with Bronny and the critique of his basketball game? I'm trying to figure like but hold on, let me finish the question. All the things you're saying about who's in power, who has power, and all this stuff. What does that have to do with me watching Bronny play and then coming on my sports show to critique how he plays? What does that have to do? How does that connect?
Because Melvin, It's a shame. It's a shame as a young black man, as yourself, you criticize as a young black man. At least he tries.
Am I not supposed to critique him though? Are you saying don't critique him?
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Well, we good then. So we did all that for nothing.
No.
So you saying it's okay to critique him, right?
No, it's okay to talk about his game, but not bash him.
So
Y'all bash
that's good.
him.
I ain't bash him. What I say about Bronny?
That wasn't
about basketball.
Let me just say this, Mel. And for number 41, he could go get a job at McDonald's or Burger King. They hiring. Hell, could number 41 go get a job at McDonald's or Burger King? They hiring. Because Ticket TV is a manager at Burger King and Taco Bell. Ticket TV could go to the high demand. Okay.
You finished?
Tell Ticket TV to hire number 41 at Burger King or Taco Bell because that's what Ticket TV work at.
You should tell him that.
There.
You should go tell him that.
That boy, he's scaling me. He's scaling me, just like y'all scaling me. Cause when I started talking that white Jesus, y'all, oh no, we got to go. But man, stop bashing that young man. But stop bashing that young man.
I'm not gonna stop critiquing. I'm not gonna stop critiquing him. You just got to call every single time, man.
I mean, I am. I'm a rash out, goddamn man. I'm a rash out. I'm gonna leave all kind of voicemail on y'all thing. Watch and see.
I got about 100 voicemails. How many of them are yours? I need to check them today.
99.
Sheesh.
Cause I'm a rash out like y'all raised that young black man. I'm a rash out. I'm a rash. I'm on y'all.
Well, we gonna be some harassing fools out here then.
Okay, then.
Cause it's a long 82 game season. I think I might go live after every Lakers game.
Hey, you know what? And let the games begin. I put a program your number right now.
You already got a program. You already got a program. I already know you. You already got a program.
Possible girl. I'm gonna be on y'all, boy. I'm with it. I don't got nothing to do. I don't have nothing to do but be. I don't have nothing to do.
You ain't got nothing to do. You ain't got no job.
Hell no, I'm Tommy from Marlon. I'm Tommy from Marlon. All right, man.
All right,
man. I ain't gonna hold you up, man.
All right, man. But hey, I need you to retract that statement, man. This show ain't trash, man.
Come on, man. You know that show trash, man. Come on, man. Ain't no but 12 people watch it, and I'm number 12. All right, man.
All right. All right, let's get another call in here, man. Golly. Man, this dude, I only know his name, man. This dude is crazy, man. All right, let's get another phone call. And then we can move on to the next topic. Oh man. What is who's in power and who's black and who's white? What does that have to do with Bronny James not playing well? And what does that have to do with critiquing Bronny James? And what does that have to do with people saying that he's a 55th pick and we shouldn't critique him? Like, I'm confused by that. I'm confused. To tell the truth about somebody's basketball game is considered harassment. These LeBron race baiters are crazy. You're right. I had way too much patience. Why not have patience? It's just words. It's just a phone call. Y'all ain't never dealt with nobody that ain't got listen, that's easy, man. That's easy work. I ain't got nothing but patience, man. It's just we just talking about sports and just talking about basketball, and him bringing up all that other stuff. It's just a sidetrack, and it's feelings. Like, I haven't had feelings involved in sports since like 2013, 2004. It's been like 10 years since I had feelings involved. Like, I watch the game and I don't have no feelings. I don't get high. I don't get low. I don't get mad when I don't get none of that. Like, I'm not a man fan. I don't love players. I don't love teams. I'm seriously just somebody that's a little addicted to basketball. I really like basketball. So that's all it is. I'm not a man fan like some of these other people. Caller from Mississippi, what's up?
Oh, what's good, man? Enjoy the show, man. This is Hardy.
What's up, Hardy?
No, I was just like the whole Bronny thing, man. Just like everybody talking about this whole hate about Bronny. I don't like. It's not really hate. Like I said, everybody. Some people got constructive criticism. Then you got some people like outlandish or whatever. Gil go back and forth. Like you said, Gil changed over the last 4 years of how he plays the media. So you got to take everything in stride with him. But like you said, through the years, as anybody who's been watching basketball, high school, do whatever, you know when they talk about young dudes, high school players, you know the guys that are coming up. You look at them, they meet the eye test. You know that's him. LeBron kind of stepped on something sacred. You can call yourself the GOAT. People can be mad, debate, all this other stuff. But like when I say he stepped on something sacred, it's like there's shortcuts and there's things you could do. But like the way like you said, the way Bronny came into the league and how they kind of forced it and do whatever, he stepped on a realm that never been touched before, and it doesn't sit right with a whole bunch of people.
Correct.
Because like the whole thing about being drafted, even in football and baseball and all this stuff, you earn that merit. No matter who you were. I mean, I'm talking about like superstars had kids coming up all the time. Like I said, sometimes you hear about them early, sometimes you hear about them late, but you hear about them and everybody earned their shot. Even Doc Rivers' kid, he earned his. Like Dominque said, he earned his. He stayed a little too long. And that's part of nepotism, like just part of that part. But like I said, but most of the time when nepotism comes into play is you have some kind of quality that you got some kind of quality that gets you in the door. People might be mad at it, but okay, he dude's son, he know a little bit. And then if they're not good enough, they kind of put him to the side. Mm-hmm. But like I said, he done backdoored everybody, took a spot. I mean, not
and
just
made a spectacle out of it. I told, and you're right, because I still remember when George Carl's son, had got a shot at the league, and I was hyped and rooting for him, man, because I was a George. I used to like George Carl a little bit, man. So I was rooting for Kobe Carl, man. He got in and wasn't good enough, and we never heard from him again, right? But if you're gonna use your leverage to get your son in the league, at least have the common decency not to make a spectacle out of it and try to turn it into a publicity stunt and a PR and a freaking we about to make history. Now, at least don't do that. Like if he's not good enough and he's not ready, just get him in and keep it quiet and nobody's gonna say nothing. But for you to make a whole media frenzy and then try to use the people that you got in media to tell everyone not to make a fuss about what they just did, I think that's jacked up.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like he put his son in that position, and like I said, the internet is undefeated. You're not gonna beat the internet. So good or bad, everything comes with it. Once you put it out there, there's no taking it back. So whatever reaction you get, visceral or jubilation or whatever you get, you're getting it. So like I said, now even my old school uncles and everybody we talked about is like, if he would have just got him in, nobody would have said nothing. Nobody would have said nothing. Like I said, it was the whole point that he got drafted. There was kids better than him. Then you got the Quincy kid playing better than him. And then, like I said, and then what Gilbert said today, they were talking about the contract thing. So going with the contract, he talking about how second rounds and even some of the late first rounders already got cut from teams. They don't even have contracts.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But Bronny was guaranteed. Like he didn't have none of those worries.
Yeah,
everything was already set up for him. He didn't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He didn't, like you said, he didn't earn none of it.
Facts. You're
and
right.
Then, like you said, Dominque, I'm starting to think. I'm starting to not give Bronny. Like I said, I'm starting to look at him like I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt now, because now I think he knows what's going on, and I think it's. Like you said, I think he's playing like a bigger role for him to do something later. And like I said, even if he wasn't a ball player, you could have got him in the organization or something. Nobody would have said nothing.
Nobody would have had an issue with it, man. It's the way you do things. It's not the fact that you just use leverage to get him in. It's just the way you did it and how you made it.
And like I said, he touched on something that was sacred.
Yeah,
that was never
and it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful, and if, like why is one of the greatest disrespecting the game. Like that is insane, man. He cannot read the room at all, man. Almost everything he has been doing has been goofy, starting from the decision to I'm going to leave this the team that drafted me and the team is expecting me to come back, and the state where I'm actually born and raised, and they see me as the chosen one. I'm going to leave y'all, but instead of me just leaving in free agency, I'm going to add insult to injury and make a whole spectacle out of it and do it at the Boys and Girls Club on live TV and raise money and get ESPN involved just so I can tell them I'm leaving. That is like
so I got two parts to that though, real quick. Do you think?
He's
that
tone
was
deaf,
all
bro?
him?
Huh?
Yeah, that was it. Would you think that was all them from the beginning? Because you know how carefully they kind of orchestrated his career and his lifestyle to do whatever, or then some partly was like ESPN or whatever they wanted that.
Nah, man. When you look at LeBron's career, it's just goofy move after goofy move.
Okay,
man.
no, that's what I'm saying. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm more on that side because I'm
he's
watching
just goofy,
the whole
man.
career. Yeah.
Nah, he's goofy.
Because I agree with you, man. Like that's what I said. I just feel like he stepped on a landmine and he didn't know how that was going. Like I said, like the whole victim. Like I said, we over here celebrating. Hard to say, but like my joke is they celebrating Bronny like Cowboy fans. That's literally what they do. You celebrating mediocrity, and then he's not even mediocre.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It's like you're trying to uplift the guy who, like you said, not even ready. He was never close to being ready.
Yeah. Hey, well, let me get this this last call in. This last call has been calling in.
Take up your time, but appreciate it, guys, man. Enjoy the show, man.
Hey, no doubt, man. Thanks for the call.
All right.
All right, Guillermo, I see you calling. You can call back in really quick. Sports T, that is 100% facts. Imagine if Bronny just said, "I'm here to play with my dad." If he would have said that, we'd have been like, "Okay, well, at least you're not insulting our intelligence." Oh, and you mentioned again, yeah, they just want to insult our intelligence. If you just come out and say, "This is what we're doing. This is the play," we won't feel insulted. But you got everyone trying to tell us that this is legit, and we know it's not. Like, nobody wants to be gaslighted like that. Nobody wants the intelligence to be insulted like that. You know, nobody likes to be lied to and then told that they're hating because they're pointing out the truth. Guillermo, you got about 5 seconds to call. I'm moving on. You want to call in? Call in. Going once. Going twice. All right. We'll move on. Guillermo, I guess I'll get you on the next one. But I mean, for the most part, man, like I said, man, we just trying to cash that check. You know, you know, you open your big mouth, you went on and you tweeted, you said that this dude was better than these guys that you're watching on League Pass, and we want to see that. Right? If you wouldn't have said that, there wouldn't be no expectations. So it's not the 55th pick that gives people an expectation on Bronny. It's the fact that you told us that he was better than these dudes that you're watching on League Pass. Right? And from what I'm seeing, he wasn't even better than the guys he was playing against at USC when he was in college. So how is he gonna be better than the guys that you was watching on League Pass? So prove that to us, cash that check, make that comeback good, not a bounce check, not insufficient funds. All right, do that for us. Guillermo, where you at? I'm gonna do something I don't usually do. Guillermo, you didn't call back.
Hey.
What's up?
No, I want to participate in the show.
All right, go ahead. You live. What's up?
I'm live? Hey, thank you for calling me. Hey, let's talk a little bit about basketball and about Bronny.
Okay.
The problem that I have, the problem that I have with you is that you said that he didn't play anybody on Friday. Yes, he did. I can go one by one, each basket, who we score on. The first basket, he scored on Kuminga. The fast break, he scored on Moody and and Wiggins. The floater from the side, he scored on going to be the starter as a shooting guard. And I can go on and on and on. But
What Guillermo, what does that mean? Do you think that Bronny can start on the Lakers?
What it means is that you're trying to discredit him.
Guillermo, do you think Bronny can start? Bronny, Guillermo, do you think Bronny can start on the Lakers?
No.
Do you think that he could consistently give you 17 points a game?
No. Not right now.
All right. So next topic. Next topic. Next topic.
But can I finish with Bronny?
Yeah. What? Yeah. So we know he can't play with these boys. So next topic. What's the next topic?
No, he can play with this boy.
No. If he can play with these boys, then he can start. Can he start on the Lakers?
He's only 19.
Can he start on the Lakers? Yes or no?
5 teams in the NBA.
Can he start on the Lakers?
He has the talent to start on the Lakers.
Can he start on the Lakers?
I'm telling you, he's got the talent to start on the Lakers.
Can he start on the Lakers?
If it was me, the coach, yes.
You're telling me that you would start Bronny on the Lakers if you was the coach.
I'm going to tell you why. If you listen to me for a second, I'm going to tell you why.
All right.
Okay? If I was the Lakers coach, I would take a big risk with 2 players. I will sit down the 2 guards that we have, and I will connect and Bryant, both of them. I'm going to tell you why. Because instantly, you become one of the most athletic backcourts in the whole NBA. Instantly. They can shoot, they can penetrate, they can score from everywhere in the court. You are so wrong on Bronny.
You said Bronny can score from. You said Bronny can score from everywhere on the court.
Yes, you haven't seen him play enough. Yes, he can play for anywhere in the court.
Dude, he was 1 for 18 behind the arc.
It doesn't matter.
Why doesn't that matter? You just made a claim that he can score from anywhere in the court. I just told you he can't even score from the free throw line, sir.
My friend.
Who misses free throws? Who misses free throws and plays guard and get the label that they can score from anywhere on the court? Bro, you cannot make the claim that he can score from anywhere on the court. We go strike that from the record. Keep going.
Well,
go ahead.
If you let me finish, but you don't let me talk.
No, but I gotta strike all the lies from the record. So that was one lie. He can't score from everyone on the court. Keep going.
Give me 45 seconds. I'm going to explain something to you.
Yeah. But when you lie, I'm gonna stop you. He can't score from everywhere on the court. Go ahead.
Okay. Let me tell you. This is the way I'm going to show you what I think of him. He's got incredible speed, jumping ability. He can attack the basket better than any guards the Lakers have. Anybody. Okay? He has a really good mid-range. If you look at him, he has a 41-inch vertical. If you put him as a point guard.
Hey, the people who measured his vertical, are they the same people that said he was 6'4", and then later came out and said he was 6 foot?
Most of the guards that came on the NBA.
I want to know who measured that 41-inch vertical. Is it the same people that said he was 6'4"?
Okay, let me finish.
Hold on, what did he measure 41-inch vertical at?
40.5. 40.5.
What did he measure it? What did they measure that? Was it the same place that said he was 6'4"?
No, it wasn't the same place that was 6'4".
All right, who said he was 6'4"?
Reed and all the other ones were on. If you look at the college strength thing, they were 6'4". They only measured.
All right, let's count let's count the inconsistencies in the lies that the media fed us about Bronny. Number one, he was ranked in the country. He wasn't. Number 2, he was better than Michael Williams. He wasn't. Number 3, he was a McDonald's All-American, and he wasn't. Number 4, he was ready for the NBA, and he's not. Number 5, he's worth a guaranteed contract. He's not. Number 6, he would play for anyone that drafts him. He just wanted his name called. But if anybody but the Lakers draft him, he's going overseas. Number 6, he's 6'4". And now the 7th lie, you're telling us he got a 41-inch vertical. Continue.
Let me finish my point, please.
Go ahead.
Okay. If Brown's going to be a point guard, okay? If you look at them,
why they ain't let him play point guard in the preseason or in the summer league? Why is he playing off guard? Yeah,
Let me
go
just
ahead.
finish my point. You can argue anything you want.
Well, you're
Okay,
making
let me
you're making
finish my
several
point.
points. If you had 1 point, you could finish it, but you're
I'm gonna
you're
make
making
one point
several
that-
points.
I'm gonna legitimize him as an NBA player. Just let me make my point.
But you can't.
About 45
Like,
seconds.
there's nothing you can say that's going to override what I watched. I watched all of his
Yeah,
games.
nobody's gonna change you, but I want the audience to hear it.
Yeah, but if they watch the games like I did, there's nothing you can say that's going to override their eyes. Why do y'all think that's possible? Why is it possible that I could watch something? I could sit and watch someone steal my wallet, and then someone's going to explain to me that I didn't see what I saw. No, what you're trying to do is you're trying to come on here and feed me pork chop, but tell me it's chicken, and I know the difference. You can't come up here and do that to people. Like, my eyes saw something, I perceived it. I used my knowledge of basketball and what I've seen over the time and over history, and I put all that together with what I've seen from Bronny, and I've made a judgment call on it. He's not that good, and what you're telling me are lies.
I mean, that's just your opinion.
Go ahead.
I'm not saying
Go ahead and tell me this pork chop is chicken. Go ahead.
Okay, listen. Bronny's going to be a point guard. If you look at all the point guards in the league, the only guy comparable to him athletically is Jaylen Brown. Nobody else. Okay? The difference is that Jaylen Brown is 170 and Brown is going to be 220, 225 when he goes up one more year. He's 215 right now. Okay? That's the difference. That's almost 45 pounds more. With the same kind of speed, not the same jumping ability because Jay has 44, Brown has 40 and a half, but it's very high. He will be on the top 5% of all the point guards in the league. Tell me another point guard that has those kind of athletic ability, penetration, IQ. He's a very smart kid because he has. He's just nervous and it's normal. You know why I know? Because I used to play basketball at a high level, and I know what it is to be new in a league.
Guillermo, but you know what that means? That makes everyone right when they said that he wasn't ready to be drafted. So everyone that was saying he was lying, and we was telling the truth.
They're not drafting him because he's ready. They're drafting him because his potential and his talent.
Was he ready to be drafted? Was he ready to be drafted
by the end of the year?
Let me name 2 rookies on the Lakers: Quincy Oliver, Dalton Connect.
Great play. Really good play.
Are they both better than Bronny?
Okay, I'm gonna go with Quincy first.
Yes or no? Are they both better than Bronny?
No.
Okay.
No, they're not.
Okay. But are they performing better than Bronny?
Yes.
But they're not better?
I'll be honest with you, yes, but they're not as talented as Bronny. Quincy is a great shooter. That's it. And he hustles. But athletic ability,
he's a better defender than Bronny as well. So
you out of your mind. You out of your mind.
Bro, Bronny was getting
cooked. You are out of your mind, I'm telling you. You're saying that Quincy is a better defensive player than Bronny. You're out of your mind.
Correct, he is.
Bronny is in the
Dalton Connect a better defender than Bronny. Bronny's not a good defender, brother.
Oh my friend, you don't know any basketball. I'm sorry. You just don't. I've been watching basketball 55 years. You don't know any basketball, my friend.
Okay. Man, you're 55. You're 54. You're 55 years. I don't know. You must have been watching that basketball they was playing on Scarface when it was like 30 on 30 in that prison ball.
Watching basketball, I've seen everybody, and I'm not a fucking casual fan. I see.
You saying everybody? All right. So let's do this. There's starting point guards on every team. Which one of the starting point guards is Bronny better than?
What was that?
How many starting point guards is Bronny better than in the league?
Talent-wise?
No. How many are he? There's no such thing as talent-wise. How many are he? Is he better than? Is he better than any starting point guard in the league right now?
He's more talented.
Is he better than any starting point guard in the league right now?
Those are 2 different questions.
Is he better than any starting point guard in the league right now?
Talent-wise, yes.
Who's he better than? Is he better than LaMelo Ball?
More than 80% of the point guards in the league.
He's better than more than 80%. All right, good night, sir. Thank you for the call.
Bye.
Why do people just come up? Why do people just lie like that, man? He's better. He said 80% of the starting point guards Bronny is better than. Then why he can't get on the freaking floor and play well? 17 points, 17 shots. That's not good. That is not good. Yeah. All right. New topic. So Mark Cuban was on Shaq's podcast. Conversation was good. But he said something interesting because Shaq seems like he's on this quest to ask everyone, because he had Draymond Green on his podcast and he asked him the same thing. Why is it, in your opinion, are people bypassing Kobe and just comparing LeBron to MJ? Why are we just acting like Kobe didn't exist? And I don't know if that's just like his go-to question for podcasts, or he really wants to know what happened. I'm pretty sure Shaq knows why. He knows the game, but I don't know why he feels like he has to ask that. Maybe that's just something he want to give us for content. But he asked Mark Cuban, and Mark Cuban, interestingly enough, said something that this happens all the time, because the case for LeBron James, when you trying to compare him to Michael Jordan, is so weak that when you try to make the case, you say outrageous things that sometimes really make LeBron look worse. And this happened with Mark Cuban. He tried to give LeBron a compliment, but it was actually an insult. It actually speaks to LeBron's deficiencies as a player, and something that I have always said when it comes to how he plays and operates actually takes away from his teammates. Listen to what Mark Cuban said that he thought was a compliment.
You hear the GOAT conversation, right? And really doesn't matter to me who you pick, because I think that all the names are great. But why has it gone from Michael to LeBron and with no mention of Kobe? Why do you think that is? And it pisses me off, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a good answer for you, Shaq.
I would rather hear all the names that are eligible, and then whoever you pick, that's who you pick.
And to me, I always look at it as it depends on the team you're putting them on. I mean, there's no GOAT that plays 1 against 5. And so, I've always felt Kobe and Michael were finishers, but you had to have a team that does everything else. Whereas LeBron is an enabler that makes everybody on the team better than those other guys do. Or did, right? And so you got to tell me who else is on the team, and I'll tell you who the GOAT is for that team.
So, first of all, he couldn't answer the question. Why are everybody skipping Kobe and going to LeBron? Mark Cuban was like, I have no clue why they skipping Kobe. I have no clue. Then he was like, okay, this is what I can think of. I can say this. He said, Kobe and Michael are finishers, meaning that point guard start a play. The play runs and operates through, and if you can't get a point or easy basket off that play that the point guard ran, Kobe and Mike was such great finishers that you could give them the ball, and all they needed was 2 to 3 seconds to get to a pull-up jump shot, get it in the post, do that little dream shake, whatever the case may be. They can get something with minimal dribbles. They need 2 to 3 dribbles at the most, and they can score inside of a phone booth. Those are what we call finishers. They're so good at scoring that it doesn't matter what we give them the ball, and it don't matter the situation. Every spot on the floor is a hot spot for them. That's what a finisher is. Then he switched it to LeBron and said LeBron is an enabler. And I don't know when enabler became a good thing, but he said LeBron is an enabler that does everything for his team, and he makes them better. And that's the part that I'm disagreeing with. When you enable someone, you don't make them better. We had the old saying, if you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. If you teach a man to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. Giving a man a fish is enabling him, because you're never going to go out and fish for yourself. You're never going to learn how to fish, and you're going to always need me. Which is it perfectly explained the LeBron experience. He makes it so we're running my offense, and no one can operate in my offense without me. I want everyone to submit to my style of play. Let me do everything and enable you. That way, hey, look, you don't have any other responsibilities except setting screens for me and spotting up and spreading the floor and be ready to shoot if I pass it to you. I'm enabling you because you're not going to make plays. I'm going to make all the plays. Right. If you can post up, don't worry about that. We don't post up in this offense. Right. If you can run point guard, don't worry about that. I got that. Nobody else run point guard in this offense but me. Right. All I need you to do is shoot because I can't shoot that well. So you do that. You shoot for me. I just make the passes, make the plays, get the assists, all of this crazy stuff. And on the defensive end, go ahead and go guard the best player on the wing as well because I'm tired from doing everything on offense. He explained that. He said he's an enabler. When is that good? Enabling someone. Empowering your teammates is better than enabling them. Right? How do I empower a teammate? Well, if you're Michael Jordan or Kobe, look, I can play with the ball, but I'm so cold. I'm going to come off the ball. We're going to run this triangle. I'm going to let Kukoc, Ron Harper, BJ Armstrong, John Paxson, Lamar Odom, Ron Harper again with the Lakers. You just Trevor Ariza, just name so many people. Derek Fisher, name so many people who ran the point guard and ran the offense and ran that triangle. Scottie Pippen. I'm going to come off the ball, and that empowers Scottie Pippen to unlock him as a playmaker, as a point forward, right? And I don't need all the space. And so if you're a center that can post up, I'm not going to take that away from you, Shaq. You can still post up in this offense, and I can still score, right? So I don't need Shaq to go stand at the corner of the three-point line and learn how to shoot threes or come up and set screens for me all the time. Shaq can be his dominant self in the post. Even Luke Longley can go down in the post and post up. Rodman, you can stay all around the paint to get your 30 rebounds. The lane doesn't have to be wide open for me. We can run an offense. I can score in the phone booth. I only need 2 dribbles and probably 3 to 5 seconds. I don't need 18 seconds of the shot clock. I don't need 13 dribbles and two or three screens to try to get downhill and get my offense running. So I disagree with Mark Cuban that enabling your teammates is a good thing and that makes them better. Scottie Pippen became an all-star once he started running point forward. That made him better because I gave him more responsibility. Name one place where you tell someone, I'm not going to give you any responsibility. I want you to rely on me 100%. Let me get all the credit for it. And that somehow makes you better. Mark Cuban is too smart to even say something like that. Like, these people are really not paying attention to basketball if they believe stuff like that. Michael don't believe that. Scotty don't believe that, and neither does Kobe Bryant. Neither does Phil Jackson. They look at the way Luka, Harden, LeBron, Westbrook, the way they ran offense, they look at that like horrible basketball, which it is. So how is enabling someone making them better? How is enabling someone good basketball? How is that anything good? So Mark Cuban tried to give him a compliment, but it's not a lot of compliments you can come up with for LeBron James except 40,000 points in 22 years you played and longevity. I mean, you just when you're comparing him to Kobe, there's not a lot of compliments you can give LeBron. They don't exist. So yeah, the question is right for Shaq. Why the heck we skip Kobe and go straight to LeBron? I don't get it. Right? I don't understand that. So John Sally also was just on a podcast with Byron Scott, and he was asked about Kobe, and I love what he said about Kobe. This one is a little bit long. I'm gonna pause it halfway through, but listen to what John Sally said about Kobe.
I do know, Kobe telling me, I said to him, I said, why'd you not go to college? And he says, I heard MJ was going to retire. Mm-hmm. And that was his reason for not going to college. I said, what? He goes, yeah, he was going to retire. And I wanted to make sure I played against him. I didn't want, to go to college and miss the opportunity of playing against MJ.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, kid. That's a good reason for not having a higher education. I wish I would have thought of that one. You know, Dr. James retired, I can't stay at Georgia Tech. But he was serious. He was like, I wanted to play against him. He felt he knew every single thing about him, and he felt he had the same mentality. And Kobe did, man.
He did.
He did not, when I was on the squad, he didn't hang. Listen, he's about to turn 21 in 2000. And we're playing against Miami, who was horrible. And we're the Lakers. We already 17 games in a row. And I used to play in Miami. And we don't have to play him till the next night. And so, you know, I arranged a get-together, you know, gathering.
Oh, that's what we called it?
So Kobe was like, all right, I'm coming. I said, Kobe, you coming? I'm coming, Sal. So he gets there. I said, I'm bringing you. He said, all right, I'm coming. So I get there. He's upstairs. It's an indoor-outdoor place called Amnesia at the time. I don't know the name of it now. And I remember this girl, he's sitting at the bar. He doesn't drink. And he's like this. And this girl goes, Kobe Bryant? And all the girls turn and look. And they rush him. Like, let me go. Oh, my God, I can't believe it. He's sitting there and he's being cordial. He's like this. And, you know, I'm like, my boy, you know. And, you know, they dwindle him down. He goes like this. And I come over. He goes, I'm ready to leave. I said, damn, you pulled one that fast? And he's like, no, I got to train in the morning. I said, Kobe, we're in Miami, bro. He goes, yeah, I got to train at 6, though. So like my trainer came in, the whole thing. Need to take me back to the hotel. So I tell my friend Vivian, who still lives here, right up the street too. I said, we got to take Cole back to the hotel. She goes, wow, that quick? I said, yeah, by himself. And she was like, what? That's what his mentality. And I had to rush him back to the hotel, back to Coconut Grove, by himself. So I'm not saying this because I don't know if Vanessa goes, I'm telling you, it was by himself. I'm blown away. And I couldn't believe it, but when I dropped him off and Vivian and I are driving back to the party, I go, that was amazing. She goes, yeah, like I've never seen anybody. She said this, like leave a party in Miami because he got a train at 6 a.m. Workout was the party.
Yeah.
You know, and if it wasn't him, when we be on the road, he's like, come to my room. I'd be like, all right, cool. Go to his room, VCR tapes from the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
And he would watch tape of but he had a tape of Sidney Moncrief, who none of you guys know of. Like he had a tape of Sidney Moncrief. And Sidney was a big name in this league for Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
I liked my favorite player was Bernard King. So when I would watch BK, I was like, that's who I want to be like. I want to be like Albert King and Bernard King. That was, you will never hear them talk about these great scorers. But Kobe knew them all. He definitely knew. He knew who World B. Free was because he played with his pops. Yeah. But Kobe knew all of these players and watched all of them and understood how to get to the basket, how to score. He took it very, very seriously.
Yes, he did.
Extremely seriously.
It's crazy because I know when I was coaching the Lakers, during one of the practice, I asked a bunch of the guys, I said, how many of you guys know Andrew Toney? Sidney Moncrief. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I said, you guys don't know the history of this game. I said, you guys should be ashamed of yourself.
No, and they don't think they have to. They think
no, you're right. They don't.
So 3 things. One, John Sally said, Kobe said, I came out of high school because I heard MJ was going to retire and I just had to play him. I couldn't go to college and miss the opportunity to play against Michael Jordan because he wanted that smoke, because he felt like he was cut from the same cloth and he wanted to measure himself against Michael Jordan. That's the type of dude he was. And this dude was 17 thinking like that. This dude was 17 wanting to play the GOAT that was in his prime or toward the end of his prime, had just won a championship. Like, you don't. Well, as a matter of fact, no, this is when he was with the Wizards. So, no, he was still with the Bulls. Still with the Bulls. He wanted to make sure he got in there and played this guy, man. So That was a big thing, Kobe. Now I don't know if that's 100% real. That could be something just Kobe is saying, because he got this Mamba mentality persona and all this stuff, and he want everybody to think he's psycho, which he is psycho. But sometimes psychos try to give you stuff, just to give you an example of how psycho they are, right? So I don't know if that's 100% true, but it's on par for who Kobe is. So it's believable. We just don't know if it's 100% true, right? So that's one thing. The second thing, he said he don't party, and we heard Allen Iverson say that as well. So we're getting more sources saying this with more examples. So it's just not just a myth. Allen Iverson said when he showed the LA, they had to play the Lakers, and he's there the night before. He said Kobe picked him up from the airport. They went out to dinner, and after that, Iverson was like, "Man, I'm in LA, man. I'm about to go party." "Where you going?" Kobe said, "I'm going to the gym." And Iverson said, "Man, that blew his mind. That blew him away." Right? Maybe Kobe was doing that just to let him know how serious he was. But at the end of the day, he probably was that serious. We got the story about him going to the Olympics and everybody waking up on lazy time, and Kobe's already drenching in sweat before they had their team workout. He had already worked out individually, riding his bike around, and then coming back lifting before practice. This is crazy. Now we got John Sally saying, "Look, man, we in Miami, let's party." He took him to the party. All the girls in there rushed him. He didn't want none of them take me back, man. I got to train to catch because I got to get out there and I got to do what I got to do for my job. This is a young kid thinking like this. And everybody was like, no one does this in Miami. No one's turning down all this cat. Kobe he wasn't drinking or none of that. That's a serious young man. Like, that's a serious guy. Not somebody like goofy like Gilbert. He was serious, right? But finally, he explained to him how he studied the game, how he studied the history, and you compare that to the guys now. I mean, we've heard Anthony Edwards put his foot in his mouth plenty of times. There's more examples than like that. It's not just Anthony Edwards. This thing is running rampant throughout the league now. For you to go professional in anything and not study the history is unreal to me. Like, you can't even go to the military without them shoving the history down your throat. You can't even go to elementary school without them shoving American history down your throat. How the heck you go into a league as your profession and don't study none of the greats, none of the history of the game, none of that? They said Kobe Bryant had VHS tapes all over the place, and he would just study and watch them. And he wasn't just studying Magic, Bird, Mike, just wing players that was great. He was studying wing players that was great in their own right, but a little bit unknown. Sidney Moncrief played for the Bucks when the Bucks was like winning 50 plus and 60 games. I remember before Boston and Detroit used to whoop up on the Bulls, the Bucks was the first team that was really whooping the Bulls. I think they beat them in the first round when the Bucks had the number 1 seed. They were led by Sidney Moncrief. He was a big guard and very good at defense. But like, so watching him, I mean, you think about Michael Jordan, who he watched. Of course, Dr. J was easy because that's who everyone was watching. But Dr. J also, Michael Jordan also studied David Thompson and said that was his favorite player, and that's where he got a lot of his air walking ways from, wanting to glide in the air and stuff. Like, he said he got this high flying stuff from David Thompson. Then he studied big guards and how they scored in the post, like Oscar. He studied big guards that pulled up from mid range, like Jerry West. Like, he studied the game, the history. Like, the guys that are really trying to perfect their craft, Kyrie Irving, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, they're studying. If they're not going all the way to MJ, West, and all of those guys, they at least go as far as to study Kobe. They all went to his Mamba Academy. They're studying Kobe because when you study Kobe, like Dominique Wilkins said, and I did a video on this. Dominique Wilkins said Kobe was the last of our kind. What did he mean by that? The last of their kind, the people who thought like them in the 90s and 80s. Those guys, Kobe was the last of that. So if you want to study all of those guys, Kobe studied every last one of them. And when you study Kobe, you were in a way studying all of them. You definitely studying MJ, but everyone else he got information from Peyton, Jerry West, Dr. J, his dad Jelly Bean, Bernard King, Sidney Moncrief. All of these guys he studied. Information he got from Kareem, the Cap, Magic. Like he's studying these people. He's having conversations with them. He's been a student of the game. He knows his history. So the guys that talk to Kobe and train with Kobe, those are the guys who are serious guys, serious about their craft. So for Anthony Edwards not to even go, I don't even think Anthony Edwards even studied Kobe. And for him to say something like no one had skill in MJ's day except MJ lets me know he's not studying anything. And plus, he's already came out of his mouth and said, I was a football player. The only basketball player I watched was Kevin Durant. That's my favorite player. That's the only person I watch. He didn't even watch Kobe. So he don't know his history. That's embarrassing. Byron Scott said that's embarrassing. Right? Very embarrassing. Right? So it don't get no better than Kobe. And it's kind of embarrassing for people to say LeBron is on that level because he's not. Kobe would have never done what LeBron is doing right now, the way he's tearing apart the Lakers. When Kobe knew his time was done, he told the Lakers, look, man, I took some pay cuts. Go ahead and run me my money now for these last couple of years. And you ain't got to break the bank and go try to find these free agents and do all this stuff, man. It's over, man. I'm gonna just do my my final year, my tour. Y'all overpay me this year. And then I'm out of here. And you ain't got to trade all your draft picks or do none of those things. Draft Randall, draft Larry Nance, draft D'Lo. Acquire draft picks that turned into Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram and Kyle Kuzma. Like they got great pieces, and Kobe Bryant was not trying to make them lose all of their future because he knew, look, man, I'm not the Kobe I was before my Achilles. So don't spend all that money in your draft picks trying to build a squad around me because, look, man, I'm done. I'm retiring. That's common decency. You get what I'm saying? You ever invited somebody over your house and it's getting late and you don't want to tell them to go and they just overstay their welcome. You like, man, this, like, you see me nodding off. I done said, dang, that's crazy, like 5 times while you telling this story. You know what I mean? I done looked at my watch 10 times. I done asked you, man, what you about to do? 3 times. And you still not gonna leave. That's what LeBron is doing. He's overstaying his welcome. And he's not reading the room well enough to know it's time for you to go. It's time for you to go, man. Caller, Greg Anderson, what's up?
What's going on, man? You said LeBron one of them cats that overstay his welcome, and you be like, man, what you about to do? Like, damn, that's crazy. Damn, that's crazy.
That's what he doing. That's what he doing. We all want him to leave. We all keep saying, dang, man, what you about to do, LeBron? Dang, that's crazy. We're all doing it.
Oh man, that comment had me laughing. But look, I just wanted to comment on that Mark Cuban comment that he made. He said that LeBron was an enabler. And you know what? He wasn't lying. He is an enabler. He enabling Bronny. He got him on the Lakers. He got him drafted as the 55th pick. Hell, last week he tried to get him a skin on Call of Duty. So yes, he is an enabler. but the one thing that Cuban said that sounded kind of crazy when he said he needs to see who fills out the roster to tell who the GOAT is.
That don't make no sense.
Well, Shaq should have asked the follow-up question, and this would have killed that whole argument. If you put Kobe or MJ on the 2011 Heat, would he be a champion? That would have killed the whole argument. Because you're not going to give Kobe no 28-point per game score or MJ a 28-point per game score, and they not walk out with a championship.
Facts.
Hell, you're not even about to give Michael, you're not even about to get MJ another all-star on his squad, and he not about to walk out without a trophy.
MJ ain't never had 25 points. He ain't never had 25-point co-star.
Never. Man, hey, look, the most, Scotty my man, but the most he going to give you is 22. That's his max. 5 points a quarter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if he get hot, he might hit a 3. That's 21, 22. That's the most he going to get you. But my whole thing is, if LeBron constantly makes people better, why ain't Bronny no damn good?
Well, Guillermo said because he's 19.
Because he's 19. Man, you know what? Everybody that's coming to the NBA in the last 10 years been 19. All of them one and done.
You know, one and done supposed to be reserved for the people that's like 1% talent. You know, one and done's ain't for people that need to cook and need excuses and can't be critiqued because they're 19. That's not that. No, that's not what a one and done is. A one and done is like, hey man, you got unbelievable talent somewhere. Once you learn this game, you're going to be a force to be reckoned with. I don't think that's the case for Bronny.
Man, Bronny is one and done. He don't have no basketball IQ. He never in the right position. He don't make the right passes. He don't know how to run a simple screen to roll. I'm telling you, he plays just like LeBron James. He's just not 6'8", 280, and just can run over everybody. But look, man, I'm about to take these comments off. You are cooking my brother.
All right, man.
And yep.
All right, thanks, Greg. All right, let's get one or two more good ones. They gotta be good like that one. Let me get one or two more. Yeah, man. He overstand his welcome, man. Hey, man, what you about to do, LeBron? Yeah, man. It's getting late. I gotta work tomorrow. You know what I mean? We got these rookies we done draft AD here. You know what I mean? We trying to make some. You know what I mean? That's what's really going on. He just won't leave. Caller from North Carolina. What's good?
Oh, what's up, Mel? This is Thomas from K-Town.
What's going on, brother?
I had a chance to talk to you a couple of months ago.
Yeah, I remember.
To be a night owl like you tonight.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. On the Kobe Bryant situation, let me turn my television down. Okay. On the Kobe Bryant situation, I wanted to make a comment based on what Mark Cuban was saying. I think something that get lost in the GOAT conversations and stuff like that is people don't understand the personality of a person with a extreme competitive will and whatnot. And out of any sport, just about, I've never seen two more competitive guys than Kobe and Jordan. And because they were so competitive, I think that the standard that they set around any teammates that they were playing around and whatnot, they demanded that they step their game up, play the game in a way where the ultimate outcome is winning. I remember in 2000, before Kobe won his last championship in 2010, during an interview, he made a comment about his retirement because he was in the latter half of his career. And he made this comment one time. And he said that once he got to the point where he could not be the leader, the man on the team, take his team to a championship, then he didn't want to be the type of guy that would be a role player, have to bring in other players and things like that. He said at that point he would retire, and he was true to his word.
And look, and that's when you know a person don't want to overstay their welcome. What LeBron is doing though is he knows he can't be the guy no more. But what he's doing is he's getting a guy who can be the guy, but he's manipulating the entire situation to make it seem like he's still the guy. You get what I'm saying? Like he gets AD over here. He tried to get KD. He tried to get Kyrie. He tried to get Kawhi. He tried to get Paul George. So he tried to get AD and another guy. He tried to get AD. This is how it happened. I come to LA. I want you to trade all these guys to get AD. And then in that summer, I want you to try to get KD. That didn't work. Then he tried to get Kawhi. That didn't work. Then he tried to get Paul George. That didn't work. Right. And then years later, they tried to get Kyrie. So he's looking for a third guy. He's trying to do the same thing he did in Miami and have two superstars. But what happens is you're still going to be running his offense, and it's still going to make him look better than everyone else. But really what's going on is his co-stars are really propelling the teams to wins. LeBron is just out there getting his stats. Right. But the media is going to tell us that LeBron is still the guy when he's not.
That's right. Well, we're really actually, Mel, that's you just summed up his whole career as far as winning championships. I believe that because LeBron is who he is, if he had never went to Miami and he stayed in Cleveland, I know he went to that first championship in Cleveland. To me, that's kind of a, and I can't admit he was good. He overcame Detroit and whatnot, and that was I give him credit for getting to that championship, in his fourth year and whatnot. But it was also kind of by default because there just wasn't nothing in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, it really wasn't.
At the time when the Eastern Conference began to start building up, where you had teams like Orlando with Dwight Howard there, you had Boston Celtics come up and whatnot. With those two and everybody else building up, then Miami Heat also, with Dwayne Wade. I don't even see him getting back to a championship being the person that he is. And the reason why is because, one, he's uncoachable. And he wants to play the same. His game hadn't changed from the time he came into the league to now. Even now, 20-something years later, he still plays the same way. And he's determined on playing that way. And if a coach come in to try to alter his game and try to make it to the point where he is actually the leader on the team, I don't think he wants to be that type of leader. He wants it just like what you said. He's so used to having 2 or 3 other players on the team to carry actually the offensive load, the defensive load, and he likes the game to be made easier because he has the ball in his hand a lot. He gets the stats, gets some points. He gets more points than everybody else and stuff like that. And everybody said, okay, well, it's LeBron James carrying these guys and whatnot. Yep. But that's, to me, if he stay in Cleveland and he allows himself to be coached, I think that one day he could have ended up being, a type player that knows how to take a team to a championship. That's a skill. That's something that LeBron has never learned.
Yeah, he skipped. He skipped the process. He was supposed to keep getting beat up in Cleveland until he learned, but he skipped the process and went and joined the super team. And everything after that was just him manufacturing, his results and trying to compare it to Michael Jordan, who actually didn't skip the grind. So. Yeah, man. Thanks for the call, man. And they in the comment section saying you sound like Scottie Pippen and Kwame Brown and there's some girls in there saying some girls in the comment section talking you got a nice voice and all that, man. So you might want to jump back in there and see what they talking about.
Well, that's all good, though. But look, you be blessed, Mel, and stuff like that. And I ask you guys to keep up the good work and stuff over there at Man Down Sports.
I mean, I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right, now.
Thanks. All right, Ron Stokes, man. If you want to call back real quick, you can call back. You'll be the last call. So you can call back. And you were trying to get through when I send you the voicemail because the phone will just be beeping and beeping while I'm on the phone with someone. So, I gotta send it the voicemail. But yeah, I thought it was Ron Stokes. They say Stein Jokes. I've been reading it as Ron Stokes the whole time. Caller from California. Who's this?
What's up, man? It's time jokes, man.
All right,
What's
bet
up?
you finally got through, man. What's your thoughts?
Nah, man. Remember when? Here's a thing about Kobe. Nobody ever brings up. Phil Jackson. I can't even hear you on me. But anyway, I know I'm wrong. Phil Jackson, when he compares Kobe and Mike, he says Kobe's the more difficult shot maker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you ever played hoops and you had somebody on the other team that you was an all-star, you had to guard them, what would your coach say? We can't stop them, just contain them.
Yeah.
Right? So if you can't stop him and you can only contain him, and making him make difficult shots is the win for your defense, then by deduction, that puts him a step above the person who can get easier shots. Because Kobe can get easy shots too, but when he has to take difficult shots, he can nail those at a higher rate. And that's something that nobody ever mentions, right?
Mm.
So, like I played against Gilbert Arenas once, right? The homie broke our press every single play, had 46 points. We win the game. Nobody was tripping though, because it was like we was never gonna stop dude anyway. So when it comes down to it, you're like, nah, we won. But what he do? He ended up going. He was the only person on that court that ended up going to the NBA. Now Gilbert's a clown, right? But he's faster than everybody, got a shot, and I mean clearly was probably the best player Arizona ever seen, which is a stacked high level D1 college. So that's just something that put Kobe above, a step above that people don't mention, and it takes somebody. No offense, Guillermo, but somebody who's played ball to see those type of things and know what your coach is telling you in the game. And when you can't stop people like that, you got to give them a nod, man. Like, yeah, he's one of the greats.
Yeah, I mean, Kobe definitely one of the greats, and I don't think just his difficult shot making is his greatest attribute, and I don't think that put him above Michael Jordan. But I mean, it is noteworthy. But I don't even know if it was difficult shots that he was taking. It was just the fact that he was so deadly as a jump shooter that he always had the best defender on him, and that defender had always had to guard him. Extra tough. Like they had to guard him extra tough, so he was getting a lot of physical play off the ball to help it hard for him to catch the ball in his spots. And then once he got it, I'm giving you Shane Battier, Tony Allen, Bruce Bowen, Ruben Patterson. I'm giving you my best defender, and he's watched film on you just for this game. Tayshaun Prince, whoever the case may be, and Now, this is the thing about someone like Kobe and someone like Jordan or Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving. When you're that good at shot making and you don't have to get to the rim, what happens is you accept all challenges because you're so good at this and you've practiced this. So when you get the best defender on you and they're putting their hand in your face when you're shooting the jump shots, instead of you saying, I'm probably not going to take this shot, you're like, man, I want to prove to this dude, it don't matter if you put a hand in my face, I'm going to hit this. So sometimes you was accepting the challenge. When John Sally explained how they practice for Michael Jordan with the Jordan rules and all of that stuff, he said that they knew that he wanted to accept the challenge. And when we was bringing double teams, he wanted to show that I can still score when you try to double me. So, that was part of their rules. Like we'll rush everyone at him as soon as he took the first dribble, because we knew he wasn't go past it. We knew he was still go try to find his shot just to show us you can't stop me. And then eventually he learned, I just get this shot with no dribble before the double even come, or they make the pass. But it's a mind thing when there's nothing we can do to stop this dude. Let's just hope that we can trick him into stopping himself. That was the whole thing with Jordan and Kobe, man. But I appreciate the phone call, man.
Hey, I got another point people don't bring up, but you got to get rid of you got to get off the show now.
Nah, I got two more topics.
All right, bro.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, one short point. We all know Colorado never happened, man, the league wouldn't have pivoted from Kobe as fast as they did to go to LeBron. And then last but not least, man, here's another point people don't bring up. If you're a student of the game, you know here's a point where Kobe changed the game that I never hear anybody bring up. Before Kobe, if you had a dominant big man, you had a dominant big man, not just any big man, the ball always went down low first. Big man touched the rock, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that changed in the Lakers' third championship, that three-peat year. Kobe averaged, I think, more in the finals, and then in the semis, they went back and forth, and all throughout the playoffs, where Shaq was no longer the first option in that 2001 championship. Now, before that, you had David Robinson, you had Shaq, you had Wilt, you had Kareem, you had, we talked about Bernard King and some of those, old post players. Ball always went down low first. Kobe is the one who changed that, and nobody mentions that. And you can't think of a big man after that where he had to touch the rock first. If they had a dominant guard or guard on that level, Kobe kind of made the game an outside-in game, and then Steph Curry just came in and capitalized on that. But that's another point, man, that people don't bring up that puts Kobe higher than he's given credit for, because that's a game-changing way. That's a style change way that the game is played. That's like the Kareem rule where you can't dunk, right? And it's more than just, you got MJ's athleticism, so you jump higher. This is the way teams are coaching now. Like now, they play outside in, and LeBron and talked about how Spo had to go out and learn the West Coast offense from Chip Kelly to get more spacing and whatnot. It's a stylistic change that Kobe, just because of his greatness and efficiency, and like you spoke about him earlier, making tough shots in the mid-range and difficult shots, he changed the game in that way. And so now you don't see dominant big man. And if you do, yeah, they are good, but there's no rule that they touch the ball first. And that's the end of that point too.
All right, thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Thanks for the call. Yep.
Yep.
All right, let's move on. So John Sally, I already played one soundbite from John Sally and his interview with Byron Scott. I'm telling you, Byron Scott just started a new channel. I think he had one before, but this is a new one. They got about 15,000 subscribers, so they're fairly new. But everything I've heard coming out of there has been quality and good. And this John Sally interview was phenomenal. I think I think it was like maybe 6 clips, maybe 7 clips that I wanted to use, but I couldn't use all of them, right? It was just too many. I mean, he was just dropping knowledge, right? So he spoke about a couple of things, right? They talked about, and the name of the podcast is Fast Break. Byron Scott's Fast Break, right, on YouTube. So go check it out. I want to give him credit. But he was on there, he's getting interviewed, man, and they asked him about this era of basketball, which you can see on the lower third. I have labeled not as the NBA, it's the NBEA. You can still pronounce it NBA because BE do spell B, which is dope, right? So NBA, the E stands for entertainment. That's a common thing. There's plenty of players. Dame Lillard recently. Just a lot of players just keep coming out calling the NBA entertainment and comparing it to the WWE, right? They're changing rules to be more entertaining, and the storylines are mostly about just how can we get more clicks with this, and this whole Bronny narrative and things of that nature. And LeBron's whole career really has all been about how can I become part of the storyline. He's become very smart with that. I know the NBA is about money, selling tickets, selling jerseys, selling stories. So LeBron and Clutch Sport had figured out a way to always become part of the story, right? So when he couldn't win in Cleveland and he went and joined the super team in Miami, it just wasn't about joining with 2 other superstars in their prime. It was also about we're the front of the headlines now. This Miami Heat super team has to be written into the script for the NBA. Like, you can't not put us on TV now. Whether you love us or hate us, we're selling tickets, we're selling jerseys, we're bringing in ratings. You have to utilize us. And he was smart to know that if I can make my team part of the story, the NBA will help push us as much as possible. So they give you a little extra nudge that, on top of making a super team. The super team already should give you a head start. But now that you're the talk of the town, why wouldn't the NBA use that? So yeah, you're going to get an extra nudge. So when he left Miami, what was it? I'm coming home. I'm coming home to Cleveland, baby. I'm coming home. He had that whole, I think that song that Puff Daddy, the Diddler, had, I'm coming home. That was the whole thing. Billboards was everywhere with LeBron coming home. Big story. So now he's part of the storyline again. Right? And then that worked for him. And then when that didn't work, guess what it was? Oh, I'm going to LA. Magic is here. Magic is the president. Talk of the town. I'm in LA. AD joins. I'm part of the story again. And then when they wasn't part of the story anymore, what did he do? Shoot, man. Brooklyn and Kyrie is part of Brooklyn, and KD over in Brooklyn. Oh, I'm sorry. Kyrie and KD over in Brooklyn is the main story now. They're not talking about Lakers no more. What can I do to get back into the storyline? Trade everybody for Westbrook. Now we got a big three again. Westbrook, LeBron, and AD. That's how he got back in the story. Bring Melo on as well. So he had like this fake super team that he was trying to get. That what everyone knows basketball wise, Westbrook wasn't a good fit with LeBron. If LeBron is the smartest, highest IQ player ever, like everybody claim he is, then he knows that as well. So why would LeBron bring Westbrook over there? Because he needed to steal the storyline from Brooklyn. I need to be part of the story. Right? Now with this Bronny thing, I need to be part of the story. Well, before that, it was him passing Kareem. Right? But now it's Bronny. Everything he's been doing is, how do I become the headline? Because if I'm the headline, the NBA will push me. But anyway, I'm a little bit off topic because John Sally wasn't really talking about that. But I just wanted to give you that little piece to let you know that the NBA is truly an entertainment league. It's truly WWE, right? So John Sally was on Byron Scott's podcast, and they asked him about this new era of basketball and if he could survive in it. This is what he said.
Now you talk about today. Yeah. Phil Jackson coaching today, that triangle would be successful.
Yeah, it's called Golden State Warriors.
Could you be successful in today's game with the load management, hands-off defense?
Yeah, I still would knee you in the thigh. One of the
See, I think you would be more successful.
Yeah,
in today's game
because they can't touch you.
Yeah,
and this is another. I was coaching in Puerto Rico. I think I said to you, right?
You told me, yeah.
So I'm coaching in Puerto Rico. I have a whole new respect for coaching. And while I'm coaching in Puerto Rico, I said to this one guy he's in the G League. He said, "If you give me any advice, you know what I'm saying, what do you think I should do?" I said, "You got to get in shape." He goes, "I'm in shape." I go, "You are so far out of shape. I see you huffing and puffing." You go. He said, "Man, I've been playing all game." And I had to think about it. I said, "Then you're not in shape."
Right.
Right? Like, yeah. And I said, "You don't ever hear a soccer player saying that. A soccer player is in shape. He can run all day, mad that the game is over." Dennis Rodman would play and then ride the bike.
Right.
So I said, "You have to be," and because this every other time down court, the ref blows the whistle, you stop it. You stop it. I didn't remember that. I didn't remember the ref blowing the whistle so much when I was playing too. So now I think, you can't hit people. You can shoot whatever shot. Analytics, you shoot more shots than you did before. Yeah. You have to be able to shoot that shot. And Everybody is jumping out of the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be great to play now.
Yeah. I was listening to my boy Michael Thompson, and they were talking on the radio, and my name came up, and he said, and they asked him about me if I was playing today's game. He said, "Oh, Byron probably averaged about 25." I said, "It would have been perfect for me. You can't touch me. I can shoot. I can run. I can get to the basket." I said, "This has been great. I would have loved to play in this era where you could shoot 8, 9 threes before halftime." I said, "My most threes I think I shot in the game was 5."
Really?
5.
You know what's funny is Westbrook
5 made.
Well, I was 5 for 5,
Okay.
but that's all I shot was those 5 threes. That's the most threes I shot in a
It
game.
used to look crazy in the NBA when you took a 3.
Yeah.
Because it was a low percentage shot.
Right.
Right? They were like, "Come on, get it down, throw it to the big man." And the big man would monster in and bang and
Inside
all
out.
that stuff. And that was the attitude. Westbrook imitates your play.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He goes to the basket exactly like you. You just dunk with one hand. He dunks with 2.
Mm-hmm.
But Westbrook imitated your whole flow to me. And I was like, yeah, that's that LA flow, man. They crip walk into the basket.
All right, so a couple of points he made. One, I'm gonna start from the end where Byron Scott said, you know, it'd be lovely to play in this era where you can take as many as threes as possible. He said they was getting 8 to 9 threes before halftime. He said, "Man, I only took 5 was the most I ever taken in a game, and I made all 5 of them." You get what I'm saying? Like if I hit 5 shots, if I'm 5 for 5 behind the arc, that ain't gonna happen. I at least got to take a heat check. I got to miss 1 or 2 before I stop shooting them. 5 for 7 sounds good, but 5 for 5, nah, you got to take that 6th one. And if that 6th one don't go, 1 more heat check. You know, so 5 for 5 is just, but it is what it is. That's just how they coached back then. They didn't like people to jack up threes. You got a big man in the post. He's 7 foot. The rim is 10 foot. Which one is an easier shot? A big man that can actually maneuver down low in the post, 1-on-1. That's a better shot than a 3. Now, even if you're wide open, they really didn't like a lot of threes unless the ball touched the paint at some point, right? You know, when you coach, a coach wouldn't like for the ball to just stay on the perimeter and then you get a jump shot or a long 2 or a long 3 and the ball never reach the paint. Like either the guard has to try to penetrate and attack the gaps and draw help, double team, hedge, something. Draw some type of help where you can kick out to a shooter, and that catch and shoot is better than someone just coming dribbling into a 3-point shot, right? Without a couple of passes, right? So they want you to penetrate, attack the gaps, get in the paint somehow, some way, because that collapses the defense. And then that jump shot you're going to get is more than likely going to be a little bit more open and more high percentage. So I'm fine with a 3 if we tried to get in the paint first. But if the penetration don't work, sometimes especially if you got a big man like Shaq or Hakeem or David Robinson in the post, even Rick Smith, you throw the ball in that post first, because now a 7-footer that's 4 feet away from the rim and can get to the rim with one drop step dribble and a jump hook or a sky hook or up and under or whatever the case may be, that's a more high percentage shot, and it's more of a probability that either that big man gets fouled or the double team comes before they can make that move to get that high percentage shot. So now here comes the double team. The ball has touched the paint. The double team comes, and now he dishes it out, and the defense is rotating, and we're going to get a good shot off of that. That's basketball. All right. He's saying that they're not even playing like that. They're just jacking threes up, right? Then you can't touch nobody on defense. That's what John Sally talked about. And then he said these players ain't even in shape no more. I mean, think about Luka Doncic. He plays on the wing. What wing player in the 90s, like, put it this way. Let's say he played the Pacers and he got to guard Reggie Miller, and Reggie Miller is running through screens. You got Anthony Davis and Dale Davis, the Davis brothers, setting double screens for Reggie Miller. And then there's another staggered screen from 6'10" Derek McKee. and Luka got to chase Reggie Miller around for 4 quarters and stop him from getting catch and shoot from the 3-point line. Not going to happen. Luka's not in shape enough for it. Imagine Jokic or Embiid trying to run the floor with David Robinson on a fast break, or Hakeem Olajuwon. These guys came in every season in tip-top shape. We didn't have superstars that were also the least conditioned players in the league. Luka Vandross is one of the worst conditioned players in the league, and we're calling him, ESPN's calling him the second best player in the league. How's that possible? Who was in better shape than Jordan? Pippen, Hakeem, David, Reggie, Mitch Richmond, Clyde Drexler. The only superstar that we had that was fat and out of shape was Charles Barkley. Larry Johnson in great shape. Lonzo Mourning in great shape. These dudes was cut up. We had Charles Barkley, the round mound of rebound. But now you can go all around the league, and you can go from top 15 players and grab 10 of them that's horribly conditioned. Luka, Embiid, Zion's fat cupcake ass, Jokic. The list just goes on and on. Steph is very good in his shape and condition. So is Kyrie. So is KD. So is LeBron. But LeBron plays on the wing. You know what? I ain't even go get on LeBron. LeBron as well. But we got superstars that can't. They're not in shape, and then they get hurt every 5 minutes. It's just unreal, right? Here's more of John Sally.
Right now, when we talk about the NBA today, Spider, and you look at the way it's played today, you know, love it or not, you know, or how you feel about it, you know, with no hand checking, can't hit anybody if they go to the paint because it's called restricting their progress, you know, or impeding the progress.
Yeah.
Right. So what do you think about the NBA today?
I think it's exciting. I think it's high flying entertainment. I think it is definitely, like, I don't know how you go to sleep after watching an NBA game now, especially if you're going to the Clippers, because the place has you, your sensory is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they're really talented. They don't have fundamentals.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no fundamentals whatsoever. And if they had fundamentals, they'd be 10 times better.
European players.
Yeah. Like, when I watch Joker, I can't believe that's happening. I can't believe it's happening, but it's happening.
Yeah.
Spider, before you came in, we was talking about the NBA. We were talking
that.
about what is it lacking. We said fundamentals, because how if these guys, which they are, they are so unbelievably athletic.
Yeah.
You know, they are gifted. But how is the best player in the world, in the league of the NBA, is a guy that's 7 feet, can't run, can't jump, but his fundamentals are so fucking good.
Oh.
And he's so smart that he can dominate a game.
And what if he didn't have a coach that, you know, I love Mike Malone. His father was the great Brendan Malone.
Brandon,
us. Brendan Malone recruited me to go to Syracuse from high school. So that's how long I've been around Mike in that life. And he realized I better just let him be him.
Mm-hmm.
And see if I can control everybody. Because him stepping back and putting the ball behind his head and then shooting it, and they go, man, it went in. Well, he's shooting it off the backboard. He's not aiming for the rim. He is aiming for the backboard. So that mentality, like when I was in Puerto Rico, I would say to these guys, hey, today, no shots straight in, all shots off the backboard. And you would have thought I said, yeah, your sister's held up naked in the room. Like, I was like, y'all can't shoot off the backboard? They were like, no. I said, what do you mean, no? You don't? I said, okay, so let me show you these points.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, this old dude going to show us, what are you going to show us, a hook shot next? Yeah. Because this works. And my big man was shooting hook shots. And they were like, oh, he got this thing, this hook shot. Yeah, it works.
Right.
Anyway, I said, hit it here and go here. Hit it here and go. Didn't make any difference. Whatever he's talking about. So I said, we got to get a tape of Kyrie, see if you can put it together. And I put it up, and Kyrie was talking about how he had a hole in his backboard, so he had to put it everywhere but
spin it this way, spin it. Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah. Then they're like, oh, everything was copy. Copy.
Yeah.
None of them are understanding the true understanding of what the footwork is. What was the big man camp up in Oregon?
You're not talking about Pete Newell's camp.
Pete Newell's camp, right?
Because he went from Oregon down to here, down to LA.
When you're doing
the mic and drill,
it may seem like it's bothering you, but boy, once you get used to it and seeing it, and once you do it 1,000 times, you'll be in a situation and boom.
Yeah.
It
comes natural.
Yeah. But you have to have that mentality of fundamental. That's it.
Now
So if you can listen to how they talking, that's Byron Scott, that's John Sally. They don't really respect this era. And they try, especially when they work in media or they close to the NBA, they might be coaching or they might try to be getting back in coaching. They try to respect this era because if you let everyone know that's spectating and there's fans that you don't respect this era, you're going to undermine the game. You're going to undermine Adam Silver, and you're going to undermine the superstars of this league. And that's not helping the league. You want the league to actually continue to grow and flourish and make money, right? So it's very hard for these dudes that see NBA and the players in the NBA as a fraternity. It's very hard for you to come out publicly and say everything that's wrong and to call it out for what it is and the truth, and that's the struggle that they have. That's why you hear Kevin Garnett 1 week, oh man, this area is great, and blah blah, and all this great stuff, and then the next week, look, man, I'm bruh, stop comparing the eras, man. It's junk week, right? They struggle with it because look, I'm trying to be in the media and I'm trying to respect this era, and I want to keep pushing the game forward. But man, we got issues, man. Like seriously, man, these dudes don't want to play 82 games. They can't play 82 games. They get injured left and right. They're out of shape. They don't know how to play offense or defense. They don't have the fundamentals of the game. Only thing they can do is step back threes and dribble and high screen and roll and run full speed at the rim or shoot a three. That it ain't nothing else to people's game. Like John Morant and Giannis are crash dummies. Like the two dudes that you used to see on those commercials that get in that car and they just drive it straight to the wall just to test the car out. Those are crash dummies. That's what John Morant and Giannis do. They run full speed and jump as high as they can and hope that you get out of the way and let them dunk. John Morant looked like every time he's going to the hole, he's going to get undercutted and flip and fall awkwardly. Giannis run full speed and just throw his body and hope that he hears a whistle so he can throw a shot out and get to the free throw line. That's all he's doing. He's running full speed. Like how unskilled and how lack of fundamentals you got to have to need a running start to get a shot off. Like imagine if Michael Jordan had to run full speed to get a high percentage shot. Just think of that. You get a ball to Mike. Just think about that shot he made over Byron Russell. All that defense on him. He didn't panic. He dribbled. He let that clock run down because he knew I'm taking the last shot. And then when I start my move, I'm going to take one dribble. And I know he's going to be close. So I'm going to go ahead and do a nice little tap on his leg and cross back over into my jump shot. There was one dribble. You can't even get to full speed on one dribble. Giannis and LeBron needs a screen, and then they got to run full speed, top speed, the fastest they could ever run. They're running Carl Lewis 40 times to the rim. I got to run full speed for this offense. I don't want that guy leading my offense. A fast break every now and then, I like that. That's what Anthony Mason did for the Knicks. But the Knicks spread the floor for Anthony Mason because he could drive to the rim really good. They spread the floor for him and make Ewing set screens for him so he can run full speed at the rim. And since I got a big body There's nobody that you can put on me that's going to be able to knock me off my path when I'm running full speed, and that's our offense. Who the hell want to watch that? It's Groundhog Day. Everyone's running that. They tried to make Zion run that offense 2 years ago when Van Gundy was in New Orleans. We're gonna let fat Zion, who's out of shape. Why reward someone who can't even show up in shape? I wouldn't even run offense through someone that's out of shape. You wouldn't even start on my ball club if you was out of shape. You show up out of shape and you supposed to be the franchise player. Sit your fat beluga whale butt on the bench. I like when the Redskins did that to Albert Haynesworth. He go sign a huge contract with Washington and show up fat and out of shape. Shanahan said, "You're not in shape. You're not physically fit to be at training camp. You can't practice with us. Run sprints for 2 weeks until you lose 20 pounds." And people had a problem with that. Nah, you got to actually start treating these dudes like this. You want to eat your way out of millions of dollars? Zion wasn't doing nothing but was eating and smashing point. You know what? That's another topic. But my point is, at some point, we got to be honest about this era, man. Is very weak and is lacking the fundamentals, and that's what they're talking about, right? So, there was a lot that went on in this podcast, and someone just mentioned something about Larry Bird. They talked about Larry Bird too. And they compared Larry Bird to Jokic. They was like, yeah, Larry Bird, the way, not Jokic, but Luka. The way Luka moves, that's how Larry moves, except Larry actually played defense and knew the game. That's what John Sally said. Like, it's a joke, man. You can't compare most players to Larry Bird. He was just too good. The 90s to the early 2000s was the golden era of NBA basketball. And everything is downhill from there. Everything before the 90s was a gradual increase, right? And then when it got to the 90s, that was the peak. And they kept and sustained that peak for as long as possible. And then once we got to LeBron and Curry's era and Kevin Durant's era, it's been a slow decline. So much of a decline that the WNBA basketball is actually better basketball than the NBA. So we're on a decline now. We've seen the best of the NBA. It doesn't get back to what we've seen in the 90s. It's never going back. They're making too much money to go back. They're just going to go right into NBEA, National Basketball Entertainment Association. That's what they're going to be. They decided that, right? So it's not real no more. So we just got to live with that. John Sally and Byron Scott also went into Michael Jordan conversation. And it was a heck of a conversation, right? John Sally has a unique perspective. He played with Kobe in LA. He played against Jordan when he was in Detroit. Then he played with Jordan. He played with Magic as well. So that perspective of greats that he played with and against and spent time with is very unique. So I like to hear conversations like that. This is what he said about Michael Jordan.
That's it.
Now, you played with one of the best players ever, Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
You talked about Kobe earlier. You got something special about Jordan?
Yeah.
During your time there in Chicago?
Yeah, MJ, when it was me, Dennis, and James Edwards, Ron Harper on that team. And, Ron Harper used to give Michael the numbers. Well, then people
when he was
don't
healthy?
know that. When he was healthy, he was
Harper was a problem.
He was.
He used to talk about it in the Laker locker room all the time.
He was a problem when he was healthy.
He was. And MJ, we were in a practice, and Phil said, tell him to go home, and he didn't know why, and he waited. And he was like, all right, we're playing for minutes, scrimmage for minutes. And MJ came in, nah, you ain't putting me out. And he had on regular tennis shoes. They looked.
What? I'll first of all, I don't know if you caught that, but he said they was at practice. This was when James Edwards, who played for Detroit when it was the Bad Boys, Dennis Rodman, of course, he's a Bad Boy Piston. John Sally, another Bad Boy Piston. was on the squad. They had 3 Detroit Bad Boy Pistons on that team in 96, right? He said Ron Harper was there, of course, you know that roster, right? So he said that Phil Jackson told Michael Jordan, "You're off today. No practice for you, buddy. Go home." He kicked Michael Jordan out of the gym. Mike was like, "What the heck?" So Michael was leaving. And then he heard Phil Jackson say, "All right, we playing for minutes," because I guess he had a lot of vets on that team and they all probably deserve minutes. So he was like, "Look, y'all all playing a game for minutes. Based off this game is who go get minutes." And Mike heard that and was like, "Oh, hell no, y'all ain't about to play without me." You couldn't get Mike not to practice, right? Especially competition. He said Mike came back in and was like, "Nah, I ain't going nowhere. You're not about to play without me." Listen to the story.
Like Vans, but they were Nike. And he had his sweats cut and rolled at the bottom. He thought he was fly. He wasn't. But, you don't say nothing to the Messiah. And he was like, "Yeah, put all the Pistons on that team, Wood Harp, and put Randy Brown over there."
So he comes back in with not even no basketball shoes, no tape on his ankles, no ankle brace, no elbow pad, no shorts, just some jogging pants and some Nikes that he said was flat on the bottom like Vans. And then he told Phil Jackson, "I'm playing," and put all the Pistons on that team with Ron Harper and Randy Brown. So Randy Brown, Ron Harper, and now he just described that Ron Harper used to put numbers on Jordan when he was with Cleveland. And I want to go against Ron. So Ron's guarding me, I'm guarding him. So Ron on that squad with all them Pistons and Randy Brown. Give me my Scottie Pippen and the guys that I came in with before the Pistons showed up.
And Hart was pissed because Randy Brown, Black Randy Brown was,
yeah.
And we're playing. And all of a sudden I'm running back and MJ gets a steal. And I go, and he's about to do the right hand jump. I said, "Oh, I know exactly what dunk you're going to try. I'm getting this. I don't care." And I drop step and turn around about to jump. And as I'm about to jump, his midsection is moving past my face. And you try to bring yourself down. He was like, "Block this, bitch." Boom. And I'm like, I take the ball out, boom. I'm staying in the hotel behind the facility. So I would jump the fence. And I go home and call my mother. She's like, "How is it?" I said, "Ma, I just saw the greatest player of all time." She said, "It took you that long to admit it." I go, "Yeah, it took me this long to admit it. But I just saw him play in tennis shoes, no tape, no knee brace, no wristband, sweatpants on, t-shirt, and a practice jersey, and thought he was in the finals against us." Like he literally thought he was reliving the 80s. And I was like, "Yeah, this dude is on next level." He is. And we would go out to play against somebody and, MJ coming, everybody's happy to see it. But even in the back when you're about to put your hands together, he was hella intense.
Yeah.
He was the last to come out. So we would all run out and then MJ would be the last. That would scare. If you looking down there, you go, "Oh my God, MJ. Oh, here come the devil now."
You hope he wasn't showing up, right?
Yes. He was, and my locker was here at the United Center, and he was right here. And I would watch him put his sock up and then look at this sock. And then had to be the same height. And then he would, everything had to, like he was a gladiator. And I was like, I don't even think people realize how psycho this dude is. All you got to do, pull his shirt out a little bit, it's going to piss him off. It needs to be tucked perfectly. Just mess up his outfit. That's the only way to stop him, to make him think about anything else but destroying you. And his mentality was destroy you.
Yeah.
Demean you. Finish you. Shouldn't even be on court. It's the best thought in the world.
Yeah. He wanted to, like Kobe, he wanted to embarrass you.
Yeah.
He wanted to make you quit.
Not just for today.
No, for life.
Yeah.
When every time you face him, he wanted to make you feel like man, I ain't got nothing. I can't do nothing with this dude. I don't even want to play tonight. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to make you quit.
Do you ever see Coach when he's standing there with his arm folded when he was a Laker coach? That's what he wanted you to do. I want to go home. I want to go home right now.
I know a lot of guys who played against him that wanted to go home too. It was like, man, I'm gonna foul him just so you can put me on the bench. So I ain't got to play against him. I mean, there were some guys that just didn't want to play with him. Yeah, they didn't want to play against him. He really did want. And I would tell people this all the time, Spotty. They was like, so how was it guarding Michael Jordan? I said, well, the way I guarded Michael is I'm going to play back. I'm going to make him shoot jump shots. I said, but the other thing is every time he hit a shot, I was like, man, good shot, MJ. That's a hell of a shot, dog. I'm right there. I said, if you kill him with kindness, I said, but if you talk shit,
oh yeah,
just one little word, you might have, man, that's all he need.
That's the end of your night.
That's it. So I would be like, hey, only guy ever that I guarded that I would be like, hey, MJ, that was a good shot, dog. You know, I complimented him the whole night every time he made a shot. Even when he missed it, Spot, I'd be like, oh, damn, dog, that was right there. You know, I say, because the one thing I ain't going to do is piss him off.
No.
I said, because he'll get 60.
But man, you got a really good haircut. Yeah. They use a straight edge, or was that a clipper? You bring your guy with you?
I didn't piss him off.
So they speaking about the fear that they had. Well, first, John Sally told the story about him having a practice with MJ and seeing him do phenomenal things. As always, people, Ron Harper and BJ Armstrong, for sure, always talked about, man, the stuff that we seen MJ do in practice what we seen him do in real games ain't got nothing on what we seen him do in practice. Same thing with Magic Johnson in the Olympics with the Dream Team. He said, man, those practices was unreal, and the stuff that MJ was doing was unreal, right? I just wish I could see some of that, man, because the stuff I seen him do on the real basketball court was like, man, it's obvious that he's the best, and you telling me that's some stuff that's better than that? That's insane, right? So Sally's telling that story like, man, I told my mom, man, I saw the greatest player I ever seen. You know, even though I played against him and I knew he was great and one of the greatest, man, getting this close to him and seeing it, oh, man, I ain't never seen nothing like this before. And I played with Magic and Worthy and Kareem. This cat right here, I ain't never seen nothing like this, right? That's what Sally's saying. Then Brian Scott's explaining how I feared him. I knew not to trash talk him. That's the only player. I would trash talk anybody, but the only player I wouldn't trash talk was Mike because he'll give you 60. I complimented him. I tried to kill him with kindness. Good shot, Mike. Good shot. Because the moment you start trash talking and make him mad, it's a switch that can come on, and then the groove that he would get into would turn into 50, 60 points. And I don't want 60 dropped on my head. Just give me your 25, your 28. Give me your average, your 28 to 30 points, and let's get out of here. Right? You go stay in that triangle offense. Don't give him a reason to tell Phil, nah, man, let me kill him. Stay in that triangle offense, let that ball move, and just take the loss easily. He go get his 28, his 30, but don't piss him off. Imagine saying that. There's somewhere there's a Hakeem Olajuwon quote that I really have to fact check to make sure it came from Hakeem. But evidently it comes from his book, and shout out to Sports and Fitness Rants because I seen him post this. So I got to check that book to see it. But the quote went something like this. Hakeem said, if we were all in the jungle and we were all animals and Michael Jordan was just laying down sleep at the top of a rock, no other animal in the jungle would go bother him. The African said that. Said if we were all animals in the jungle and Mike was on top of a rock sleep, nobody would go and bother him. That's how much of a predator he was in the NBA. People fear him like that for real. Shaq said he feared him. Nobody wanted to see him turn that switch on and go into a psychopath. And then they said Kobe was the same way. No one ever says that LeBron was like that. Huge difference. Huge difference. Right? I'm not even gonna open the phone lines up for this. But there is one more thing that he said.
What's your top 5?
Okay. this got me in trouble before, but now I'm gonna preface it.
Top 5 greatest players in
That
NBA.
I saw
You saw.
when I was watching, or period. Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I left Akeem Olajuwon out because I'm an idiot.
You know what, Akeem don't. I mean,
Akeem,
not many people that didn't play in the NBA or played against Akeem leave him off a whole lot of lists, but a lot of people leave him. You know what I mean? I mean, he don't get the. It's kind of like Larry, to be honest with you. He don't get the respect that I think he deserves. People don't mention him enough. Akeem Olajuwon was a
man, let me tell you something.
The dream was cold-blooded, man.
It made me afraid to go to Africa. You see this wall?
Yeah,
That's what he felt like.
Yeah.
So, you get behind somebody and they turn around and post it and you bump them because you want to move them one step.
Yeah.
That's all. If I move you one step, you're going to miss the shot because you've been practicing. I know when I watch you warm up and you're shooting from this spot, all I got to do is move you 12 inches. You're not going to hit the same shot. I hit Akeem one time, and I swear my funny bone started hurting on the other arm. I hit him, and I was like, holy shit. And I tried to stick my hand under. He was such a problem. Kevin McHale was a problem, but Akeem was a problem.
And Akeem was a gentleman, man. He's such a great person.
Great person. Yeah.
You know what I'm
guy,
saying?
Man.
Great person, but you talking about that game?
He was the business.
The dream.
So I got to have 6. You give me 10, I'll put LeBron in. I'll put Kobe in. I'll put in Bernard King.
Ooh.
That's a good one. That's your favorite player.
Charles Barkley, because no one realized he's 6'5".
Yeah, he's small, but rebounds like crazy.
Yeah, 6'5". From the floor to the ceiling, and 6'5" from shoulder to shoulder.
Oh man, okay. We're gonna get off basketball for a minute. We want
so Kareem, Mike, he said Mike first. I don't know if he was talking in order, but he definitely said Mike first. He said Larry Bird. He said Magic, Isaiah, Kareem. That's his 5, right? Which is funny because every show that he goes on, his 5 is different. But what's really consistent is most of the times he's got Michael Jordan number 1. Right. I have a couple of rules when I do rankings. And one of my rules is MJ is 1 on the GOAT list. My second rule is Kobe is always going to be ahead of LeBron. Hakeem is always going to be ahead of Shaq. Magic and Isaiah is always going to be ahead of Steph Curry. And then I debate Oscar and Steph for number 3 at the position. And as far as small forwards, Larry Bird is going to be my number 1 small forward. And then they get to LeBron, Dominque, maybe Pippen, maybe Dr. J, right? So those are my rules when I do my ranking. And I mean, ain't really much to say about that. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. That's not even debatable. It's just debatable where you go put Kareem and how high you go put Kobe. Right. That's really the only thing that is really a conversation. And I wouldn't debate anyone with Mike, Kareem, and Kobe. Those 3 are not debatable for me. Those are my top 3. Not debatable. I won't even entertain the conversation unless I'm bored. Right. But it's not debatable. Number 4 is where the debate starts. All right. Number 4 is where the debate starts. So, players like Bill Russell, players like Wilt, Bird, Magic, LeBron, Hakeem, Shaq, Dr. J, You know, all those are Oscar. All of those guys are in that conversation to be debated to round out the top 10. Hakeem, all that stuff to round out that top 10. But other than that, man, you gotta stop letting people drag you into these conversations with LeBron and Jordan. That junk is not even close. I mean, it's embarrassing to even have that conversation. Like it's a embarrassment to basketball if the best that ever played the game is LeBron. Like, that's embarrassing to the sport. All the embarrassment, all the goofiness, all the disgrace, all the shortcuts, all the grinds that he ducked, all of the super teams, all of the losing in the final, all the deficiencies in his personal game, all the help he needs. Like, it's embarrassing to the sport to say that that's the best that we got to offer. At least if someone says Brady is the best football player, at least they can hang on the fact that this dude got 7 rings. At least you can do that. And then if you don't think that Brady played in a era that was his toughest time, Joe Montana's, at least with Joe Montana, you can say this dude was almost as close to a flawless quarterback as possible and never lost in the Super Bowl and got what, 4 rings, whatever he got, 3 or 4, I don't know. At least he's never lost in the Super Bowl. At least you could say that. At least you could say he played in the toughest era. You get what I'm saying? At least you can do that. But imagine if we said that, who would be the equivalent to LeBron James in the NFL? It would be probably Emmitt Smith. I mean, he won some rings. He got the rushing record. But golly, that's the best football player we've ever had? Over Lawrence Taylor, Joe Montana, Deion Sanders, Reggie White, Barry Sanders? That'd be a shame. That'd be a shame to say that's the best. So that's how I feel about LeBron, man. Like, it's not possible that that's the best that we've ever seen. That's not even possible. Michael Jordan is by far the best we've ever seen. By far. So, I mean, I don't even know what people be talking about. I got one last topic for y'all, though. And that's this Stephen A. Smith thing. So if y'all remember, Stephen A. Smith went on his First Take show on ESPN. And they were talking about Jaylen Brown and whatever the case may be. And he had the nerve to say that I just got a text from someone that's in the know. I don't know if he disclosed if it was a NBA executive or whoever he was, but he said that the reason why Jaylen Brown is getting snubbed from first, second team All NBA and any votes for defensive player team and getting snubbed for Olympics and stuff like that is because he's not a likable guy. He's not marketable because he think he's smarter than everyone. And then he said this source will remain anonymous, which is weak. And, you know, Jaylen Brown went on his campaign, name your sources, because I don't think nobody said that, which happens a lot. You know, I remember Chris Bouchard used to come out and be like, oh, anonymous source told me this and about Kevin Durant and stuff like that. It'd be lying through their freaking teeth. Lying through their teeth. I wouldn't believe an anonymous source about anything. That's not even credible. Why they're anonymous? Why you can't stand on what you actually said? Why be anonymous? Right? And I find it very rich that Stephen A. Smith is like, I don't name my sources, but he was the main person with Shannon Sharp trying to force whoever voted for Angel Reese for Rookie of the Year that one vote and didn't give Caitlin Clark her unanimous Rookie of the Year award. It's funny that they trying to out that person so they can figure out who that is. Like that matches journalistic integrity. But when it's convenient, he's got journalistic integrity. I can't name my fake source. All right. So what we got is Jaylen Brown going on a interview on Stephen A. Smith's show today. And I love that he did it because the results of it was phenomenal. I'm not even going to play much of what Stephen A. Smith said because he just gave you a word salad and try to talk his way out of stuff. He think he can talk his way out of anything. Stephen A. Smith is going to be one of them people at the gates of hell trying to talk Lucifer out of his rightful spot. Your talk game is not that good. Only idiots fall for that stuff. So I'm not even going to poison y'all ear with most of what he said. I'm just going to play what Jaylen Brown said.
But to be honest, I'm going to come clean.
Sure.
Like I wanted to have this conversation, but honestly, I couldn't wait to address this unnamed source.
Right.
I know they probably will be watching this because people like that are always watching. And I wanted to let them know that I had a great summer. Like just as simple as that. Like I traveled the world. I went to Umrah. I won 2 MVPs. I, launched Black Wall Street in Oakland and made a music video. I had a blast.
Right.
So I wanted to let them know that I had a great summer. I really wanted to address them directly, but I feel like since this all kind of happened on your platform, I want to send a message to you, to them.
Right.
Because you only the person that knows who the source is. And I basically wanted to say to them that I think it's cowardice. I think historically unnamed sources have attacked some of our greats. And we are not responsible for what they lack in design. Frankly, they can call all their buddies, they pals and friends from all over the world, all the unnamed sources, and they can shove it where they got it from. Whether they think I'm marketable or not, I walk with God. I'm gonna be me and stand with my community in this life and the next, and that's my journalistic integrity.
He said that's my journalistic integrity because early on he told Stephen A. Smith, I know you're not gonna name your source. You're not gonna tell me who said that. Right? Basically what he's saying is, I know it's not a real source. I'm gonna play this game with you. I know you don't have a source. I know you don't, but I'm going to speak to that source pretending that it's real, but I'm really speaking to you. Right? I don't know if Stephen A. Smith picked up on that. I'm really speaking to you, Stephen A. Smith, because I know you the one who said it. I know no one said that. Right? So I'm gonna put a little bit of pressure on you to see if you go actually give me your source, but I know you can't give me no source because it ain't nobody. This is just you saying that. I mean, they just text me this while we was talking about this live on air, and this is what he said. Who impromptu just read a text on live television in front of millions of people? Like you ain't even had an opportunity and time to like think and process that. Should I read this publicly? Should I put this out there? And what Jaylen Brown is telling him is your platform is too huge. You got the #1 show on ESPN and on that time slot, daytime television for sports, you got the #1 show. You're the #1 guy at ESPN. What you say reaches a lot of people. And you just said something that can potentially hurt my dollars. And you didn't think twice about whether you should say it or not. You just said it. And you think just because someone else said it and you're just repeating it, that your hand ain't got blood on it as well. Right? So he told him, look, I just want to tell your source through you, mind you. He said, I'm just through you. I know you're the source though. I'm just going to tell that source you ain't hurt nothing. I had a phenomenal summer. I signed one of the hugest contracts in history. I won Eastern Conference MVP, the Larry Bird Trophy. I won Finals MVP. Is that the Bill Russell Trophy? Yes. I got both of those. I didn't get the gold medal this summer because y'all kept me up out of that, but that's cool. All right. Grant Hill, whoever else was involved with that, you can kiss my tail, right? So I didn't get that. Y'all cheated me out of that. But I helped build Black Wall Street. I did that in Oakland. And I did a whole bunch of other things, right? So I had a phenomenal soda. You're not stopping nothing. I'm going to continue to support my community. I'm going to continue to support what I stand for. And I'm going to do that in this life and the next life. When someone says the next life, you know they're well-versed in spiritual things, right? And you know they're speaking on a level that's above carnal. And I just say that this is an individual that I think is enlightened. People like him, Kyrie Irving, I love him, right? Stephen A. Smith, I'm gonna give you a little bit of his how he trying to smooth talk his way, but Jaylen Brown just went right back in, and you're gonna enjoy this as well.
So somebody saying this guy is not liked because of that reason, that's not them insulting you. That's not them calling you out. It's them saying the world that we're living in, you're not somebody that's easy to control. You're somebody, you stand on your own.
Wait. He's trying to tell him, look, man, they didn't try to offend you. They're saying that the reason why you're not getting X, Y, and Z is because you're not easy to control, and they don't like that. If that's true, and you know that's some foul BS, why would you call or text Stephen A. Smith and say, hey, this is like, imagine this. Imagine there's this person that don't bother nobody, and someone is on national TV talking about why is this person always getting slighted for these awards? And then someone else calls and say, hey, I want to remain anonymous, but I'm watching your show right now. I want to answer that question. They don't like him because he think he's a know-it-all. He think he's smarter than everybody. And that's what I heard. Put that on national TV, but I want to remain anonymous. Why would you even volunteer that information to put it out to millions? He know what he was doing, right? Because it don't make no sense for him to be getting slighted like this, and people want to know why. So for the anonymous source that called and gave the explanation, that means you was in the room when people was talking this noise about this dude. That's what people fail to realize. People are not that dumb. If someone come to me with information that someone said in a room that you were in, that means that they were number one, they were comfortable enough to say this about me in your presence. So if you're supposed to be my dog and someone was comfortable enough to talk trash about me, then that tells me that you ain't been doing your job as my dog behind my back, because they was comfortable enough to do that. Now, if they didn't know you was my dog and they was talking like that and you didn't check them, then that's also bad. If you're going to a third party and telling them what issues that people have with me and you're trying to help, why the hell you didn't come to me and tell me that? You don't go to a third party so they can say it on national TV and make a whole scene about it. If you was really trying to help anonymous source, you would have called Jaylen Brown and was like, hey, I just seen this on Stephen A. Smith that was talking about you and why you're not getting awards. I just want to give you this information. Boom. That's how you do that if you're trying to help somebody. Right? Like, what type of person think that that's okay? Well, I'm gonna get this information to Stephen A. Smith, knowing his big mouth is about to put it on national TV. But I'm trying to help. So the dude who what Jaylen Brown knows and what Stephen A. Smith is trying to pull a wool over his eyes and sell him a wooden nickel. They wasn't saying nothing bad about you. They just giving information. Why they didn't bring that information to me then? Why they give it to you? And why was he in the room when they was giving this information out negatively about me?
And you're your own man.
For sure.
What's the problem with that?
It's a balance because it's one, you can critique someone's performance.
Okay.
But then also if you're attacking their character. Like they didn't just say that I wasn't liked. They said I wasn't marketable. They said I was arrogant. I carried myself with a certain demeanor. And that line gets crossed between critiquing someone's performance, not liking them for whatever reason, and then attacking someone's character. I think journalistic integrity requires it to go both ways. I never had a chance to respond or defend myself. One, because they're never going to reveal themselves. And two, the damage is already done. So when I'm speaking to is the unnamed sources. Like I can, like if you speak on it and you say something because we have a relationship, at least I can look at you and we can go back and forth about what it is that we believe or what it is that we don't believe. An unnamed source, like what is that? You know, and to be honest, it reminds me, I think it has familiarity with when I was entering the draft.
2016 third overall pick.
What was said? Do you remember?
I do not. I'm sorry.
When I got drafted, they said that I was too smart. A source, an unnamed source, said that I was too smart to be a basketball player or something like that, and that would hurt my draft stock because it was a form of questioning authority. And this source, this unnamed source, we now have said
back in 2016.
Back in 2016, it was a very popular, subject at the time, and this source kind of reminds me of that as well, And I actually figured out who that source was.
Okay.
But I know because of your credentials, your background, your journalistic integrity, we never gonna figure out who that one is.
You're not.
Yeah.
You're not. I'm not gonna let that happen because I protect my sources. But I will tell you this.
Whatever.
There's also a line that I wouldn't allow to be crossed. Like if somebody were to call up and they get into your personal business and try to attack you, I'd have never said anything like that. I'd never let something like that come out of my mouth over the airways or anything.
You did
like
for Kyrie.
But somebody pointing to this individual that went to Cal, this individual, I want to read something here. At the time that last year, when you agreed to your new contract extension, 5 years, over $300 million, it says here, you're the youngest person to ever hold a lecture at Harvard, became an MIT Media Lab fellow, was offered a NASA internship, became the NBA Players Association youngest vice president at the age of 22 years of age. And when your historic contract was finalized, you were in a robotics session at MIT. Is that true?
That's true.
So
That's
with
crazy.
all of that being true, I look at somebody like yourself and I don't consider it a negative because the words that emanated out of somebody's mouth about what was being felt about you forced us to look into your background even more and ask the question, what the hell is wrong with him?
Absolutely.
Look at his intellect.
Absolutely.
Look at the fact that he doesn't get in trouble. Look at the fact that he's a great player on both ends of the floor. It forced us all to look at you, and then it had me screaming, why the hell isn't he all NBA? Why the hell isn't he on the Olympic team? You see what I'm saying?
It might have been misconstrued.
Right.
It may be in my tone, but my issue was never with you. It was with the unnamed source.
But I knew that
I think
because because your family told me.
I do hold you accountable
Sure.
for your platform. I think we should hold each other
Please.
accountable.
Right.
You have the biggest and largest platform. I feel like one of the biggest reporters in the US. So I think that should have some dissension at the end of the day.
I have no problem with that.
Who I always wanted to address, who I couldn't wait, was this source.
Right. Right.
So that's why I wanted to iterate to you, to reiterate back to them that whether they think I'm marketable or not, whether they think I'm liked or not, it's not stopping nothing. They can do their worst. And I'm going to stand with my community and I'm going to be myself in this life and the next. And that's what I stand on.
I like the way he keeps saying this life and the next, man. This dude is, Stephen A. Smith is not on that level, bro. Man, he is not on that level, yo, for real. It's so much that I can say about that Jaylen Brown thing. But I think I said everything, and I think Jaylen Brown said everything that y'all heard that, man. So I'm gonna open the phone lines up one last time before I end this live. anything that's on the rundown can be discussed. Preferably though, this segment of Jaylen Brown and Stephen A. Smith, but y'all can call in. Anything can be discussed, man. I give it about 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes before I shut this thing down. But it's been a good live though. And this Jaylen Brown thing, man, like I like to hear addressed it. At first, when I first seen it pop up, I was like, why are you giving this clown Stephen A. Smith any content? He knows what good TV is, and he knew that getting him on there, oh, this is gonna be dope. But after I listened to it, I was like, I like it, man. He came on there purposely to tell that anonymous source you're a coward, right? And by telling that anonymous source he's a coward, he's also telling Stephen A. Smith you're a coward for protecting him. Caller from New England, what's up?
Hey, what's up? This is Blood Coyote.
What's good? What's good, bro?
Yeah, man, I love the show. I just wanted to comment on the Jaylen Brown situation.
Okay.
I believe that, ever since he wanted to promote the Black Wall Street and all these other different things, he's being a very smart individual. People don't want to see, they don't want to push that into the forefront of a proud figure like himself. And I feel like they just want to put other people up, like with that new Netflix series. They have all these different players, and they don't have the Finals MVP and the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, which makes no sense to me. And they have him so low down on the ESPN list. They have him below Tatum. He won the Finals, MVP. And they got him below LeBron James. They have him below Luka. They got him below all these players that he's played better than when it really counts.
He made Luka look bad, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And you talked about how so many different players aren't in shape. He's always in shape. He's like, to me, he's like probably one of the best players in the league today. Like, I would say he's probably about maybe 4 to 5, maybe 1 to 5, somewhere around that age. I really respect him because, he graduated from Berkeley. He teaches at different colleges. I mean, that's like amazing. That would be amazing to see us young brothers, to see that type of individual doing these things. So I just wanted to hear what you had to comment on that. And there's so many other things with LeBron that I just can't get by and I can't get with. Kobe, I made a list myself of my top, but I had like a top 65 list, so it was pretty long. But I just want to hear your thoughts on why they don't want to promote Jaylen Brown on these. This doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, it's the same reason why it was problematic for Kyrie Irving to share that movie, right? They tried to make it about that, right, that the movie was offensive to a particular demographic of people, but that was just the excuse they used to shut it down. The real problem is that movie was actually explaining to another particular demographic who they were and where their origins were from, right? And that's problematic, right, because to be quite frank, Black people came into this country as the slave class of America, and even being free people, the way, if this country was built on slavery, you still need a slave class. And when they made the decision that Black people was going to be the slave class, just because they freed us doesn't mean that changed. So at some point, we can't allow them to rise above that as a whole. Like you can allow some, but as a complete whole, we need that slave class. We need that prison to be populated with that slave class, which is probably like 65-75% Black people. All right, so you still getting that free labor just as you was as you were when they were slaves. Now, with that being said, people who think outside the box like Kyrie and Jaylen Brown, and who are very influential and have somewhat influence, we can't allow those people to wake up the masses of the slave class people. And that's the type of thought process Jaylen Brown has. That's why he's building Black Wall Street. And he's going to make all of this money. He's smart enough to leverage himself and good enough as a basketball player to leverage himself to get more money from an organization like Boston and take that money and put it right back into the Black community and build Black Wall Street. We can't have guys thinking like that with too much influence. And if we prop him up on a pedestal on our platform, his influence is going to have too much reach. So, all right, you're good, and you don't get in trouble enough for us to actually do you like we did Kyrie. You know, you too smart for that. So we're just going to not prop you up so you don't influence more people to think like you. And that's what it is.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I feel like Stephen A, ESPN, they do the NBA a disservice by not calling it correctly, by not telling you what is really going on when you watch an NBA game. I've watched the NBA for 30-something years, and I've had League Pass for the last maybe 10 years. I canceled my service because I'll watch a game. You don't get the players always playing all the time. You don't really see much hustling. And ESPN never calls it out. They just say, oh, these are the greatest players that are playing right now. And you said it right. Like, the 90s was the peak, 2000s. Ever since Kobe Bryant left, that's when LeBron became the face of the league in my eyes. And that's when people started following him, and he just doesn't have that Mamba mentality. Like, he works out, but he doesn't work on his game. He takes shortcuts. He doesn't play defense. He's always one of the last people that comes down the court. It just doesn't make any sense why you would want to keep promoting this guy, and you're lowering the standards for the NBA, and you're making it unwatchable. That's how I feel about it. And
no, you're right.
I love your show, man. You do really good service to people who really want to hear what's really going on, and it's sad that people can't understand that. And anything else you want to, I don't want to hog up the show or nothing. But.
No, I appreciate that call, man. That was good. And thanks for the question, so we can have that conversation about what's really going on. But no, you're right. You on the right track with that. Yeah, for sure. Thanks for the call.
Oh, and can I just say one more thing? I just wanted to tell you. Wait a minute. Let me see. I was trying to. Wait a minute. Well, I was just gonna say, like, my maybe the top 5, I would say, for me is Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, and Tim Duncan. And I feel like Tim Duncan, he doesn't get enough shine for everything that he did.
I agree.
70% winning in history. Like, he has the highest winning percentage in any. I've seen this stat. He has the highest winning percentage of any player in any league.
Correct.
Any professional league. And it's like, and people say, you said it right. Like, you're doing a disservice by saying LeBron is, top right by Jordan, 1 and 2. So when I hear somebody say LeBron's number 2, I just can't take him serious.
No, I can't either.
But that's all I wanted to say. And keep up the good work, and good job, my brother.
All right, thanks, man. Thanks for the call. Yeah, Tim Duncan don't get enough love, man. So and it's crazy because I was naming all these names, and I forgot Tim Duncan, and Tim Duncan is up there for me as well. So, but that's how it is when you've been listening to so many of these ESPN shows and these people that's on Clutch Sports payroll, and these people that got friendships and partnerships and relationships with LeBron and Clutch Sports. When you listen to all that stuff, man, you kind of forget the trueness of basketball and the essence of it, man. So yeah, when you look at the pureness of the game, you can't go past a guy like Mike, Kobe, Kareem, Tim Duncan, Hakeem, Bird, Magic. You can't really get past them and have LeBron ahead of them. It's very hard to throw LeBron ahead of those guys. Very hard. Every now and then I watch LeBron and I'm like, man, I'm so proud of that dude for how he looked tonight. And I just put him past Larry Bird. But that's just like recency bias. I haven't seen Bird play live games in years. You get what I'm saying? So it's sometimes I have LeBron ahead of Bird, but then my better judgment kicks in and I'm like, there's no way he's ahead of Bird. I mean, I mean, the athleticism that he got, it gives him a real good head start over Bird. But man, Bird was just so good, man. Tim Duncan as well. So, and now Horizon, I started watching starting 5, and I fell asleep on it in the first 15 minutes. I might try to give it another watch pretty soon. But I'd rather watch. I don't know. I'd rather watch something else, man. You know what I mean? So, I seen somebody in the comment section ask how to call. The number is right there on the screen. You can call with that number. And Funky Town, I seen that you called. You can call back to the phone lines are open. And one of those call Funky Town call, and I'll probably take one more call after Funky Town before I end it. Luka doesn't even make top 10 in dribbles. So look, I'm working on making a book, y'all, and I might try to sell it, but it's going to be my top. I'll probably go 25 players in the NBA right now, and I'm going to explain my criteria. So it's going to be a lot of common sense. Caller from, where is this from? California. What's good?
California. Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I just want to say I've been watching the show for a while, and it keeps me sane because I'm glad that other people can see all this BS that's happening all the time. I just had one point that I always want to make, and I never actually hear anybody say it. You always hear this narrative about, players making other players better on their team. And I'm a Kobe fan, and what I always used to say is Kobe always used to make the competition better. And I think that's something that is what makes a great player to me, is just when the person going against you wants to improve because you're just that good and they want to kind of improve every year. That's what I'm not seeing anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And, I didn't see a lot of Jordan, but it's the same thing. It's just it elevates the league. It just elevates everybody, makes basketball more exciting. And I'm seeing kind of the opposite. It's
no, you're right.
LeBron is making everybody lower.
Correct. What was the last All-Star game that you seen that was worth watching?
I thought was worth watching. Yeah, it was probably.
It was the game. It was the game that Kobe was in.
Is a Kobe one? I think the Kobe Jordan one I thought was great because
the Kobe Jordan one and the one when Kobe was playing again when he was supposed to go 1-on-1 with LeBron and he backed out. Like Kobe made those All-Star games competitive. He like Dominique Wilkins said, he was the last of their kind from the 90s. After him, it was everybody after LeBron's likeness, man. I mean, it was very few people that had the type of mentality that Jordan or Kobe or Iverson or even Marbury, those guys had. It don't exist no more. Not in the greats. Yeah, so you're right. Well, everything is
all
degrade.
Those people.
Yeah, everything is degrade.
Iverson wanted to play better. You had
correct.
T-Mac. All these people stepped up their game because they wanted to compete against
Correct.
Kobe Bryant.
Correct. And you're right about this league degrading. Everything died in this era of basketball. The All-Star game died. The post play died. The mid-range game died. Defense died. The Olympics died. Everyone, the world, everybody think the world caught up with the USA. That died. The integrity of the game died. Right. And true basketball died. Though all of those things are done. So you're right. The league is dying.
Yeah, and I was listening to you, and it was like, yeah, I'm afraid it's not going to come back because this is making money.
Correct.
And it lets the superstars are just, it's just a business. The less they play, the less they get hurt, the more they can show their face.
Yeah.
And they get to sell them better. It's like, I don't know.
No, that's all facts, man. Yeah, and I appreciate the call, man. Make sure you call back next show too.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
Okay.
Yep. Funky Town. Come on, man. Let's go so we can shut this thing down. My dog, man. What's up, man?
Hey, brother, man. How you doing? You got me up here so late, I'm sneezing. That's why I couldn't call the last time. Yeah.
What's poppin'?
How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Hey, you apparently. Good Lord, you burning the midnight oil.
I took a nap yesterday, so I ain't
Oh,
tired.
you got your energy up, huh?
Yeah.
I hear you. Because I got an alert, and I woke up. I'm like, well, hold on. How I missed a whole hour?
Look, I was gonna go on my normal time tomorrow, but I was afraid something was gonna come up and I was gonna miss. I said, let me go ahead and get this out now, man.
I hear you. Hey, brother, man. I just wanted to say, Stephen A. Smith is a clown, and what the caller who called from New England was saying. I mean, y'all were hitting it right on the head. Bottom line is this: any brother that intelligent is a threat, and like true intelligence. Like he is. I think they don't understand. He's already playing three-dimensional chess. He pretty much has figured the moves that they're gonna make, and he's just waiting for them.
Correct.
Not that he's setting traps, but he's prepared for it.
Correct.
Like you said, he's moving. He's moving at a different level, and that's what scares him.
Mm-hmm.
He's already talking about Black Wall Street and doing other things, like being I think when they talk about him not being marketable, to me, I think he's laughing. Like, bruh, he went to Berkeley. He's taught at MIT and Harvard. Do you know how many connections you make at places like that? I mean, I'm being honest. Like, I in my military career, I dealt with a lot of, West Pointers, stuff like that. And I had this one lieutenant. He had a buddy in West Point whose father worked at GM, like high up in GM.
Mm.
I mean, that's our GE. The ones who used to own NBC. He said, he explained to me that the buddy that was there, he was only there to do his, little military service or whatever. And then, like, life was set up. Like, people don't understand how many people you meet that are connected on levels, and especially like Berkeley, that's Silicon Valley. You're getting information. You got connection with people who are shaping the future. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think he's sitting back like, oh, you think I'm on this selling some Wheaties stuff? But he's at levels way past them.
Yeah.
And again, it's kind of what they did with Kareem, but they gave him the surly, angry black guy thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to kind of play him the same way because again, he's not playing the game how they want the game to be played.
Mm-hmm.
They want him to bow down and do that other stuff. He ain't about all that. I think the brother's he's elevated. He's past them in so many ways. And it's like if I get back in this argument, I'm just gonna call you a coward and keep it moving because he's got other things that's on his mind.
Correct.
And again, what we were saying about Kobe, like people don't understand like the frustration that I get, and you already know this when you start comparing LeBron and Kobe. Like either you weren't there and you didn't see it, or you're just for some reason you're clinging on to this Teflon thing you got over here and making it seem like we're looking at good basketball right now.
Right.
Because as you stated earlier, this is horrible to watch. I don't know what I'm trying to understand what people are thinking is entertaining. To me, the WNBA is a far better product to watch.
I agree.
Far better. Like it's not even, to me, it's not, right now, it's not even close.
Nah,
you're
right.
The tournament they try to do.
You see these finals?
Like,
you see these overtime games?
Yes. Yes. And and the thing was, they were forcing the other players. Like sometimes you're human, you're gonna make a mistake, but you could watch that they were having to react because the defense was good.
Right.
Like
look, and check this out. Check this out, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I watch NBA for two reasons. For one, I have a sports podcast and I kind of gotta watch NBA, right?
Right.
But the other reasons why I watch it is because I like to see players defeat I want to say the narrative, the false narratives, right? So the NBA and whoever their sponsors are and whatever Vegas want to do and all this stuff, they have something that they want to happen. They have players they want to market. And what I like to see happen is what we've seen this year from Boston, where the players that they don't want to market, like Brown and Tatum, were just too good, and the players that they want to market, like Luka, couldn't beat them.
And that's the problem,
right? I like to see players and teams actually beat the narrative. Right?
Exactly. Go against the narrative. Like, okay, this is how you want to play. Not a problem. We're gonna beat you despite it.
Correct.
We're gonna overcome, which is something that's a characteristic of our people, if I might say, or at least it used to be. The thing is, when it comes to, I think they don't understand. Like, I think Jaylen Brown is like, you know what? Yeah. You know, like Joker said, wait till they get a load of me.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's like, you know what? I'm getting ready to cook. I'm gonna be in here like Wolfgang Puck, serving up Michelin stars all over the NBA this season. Because the problem is, eventually people gonna catch on that all this other stuff is fugazi. Like when you know what you see is real, and what, like you said, the Boston Celtics, where I call them like lunch pail, like they were working, like they put in the work, and they were out there showing their work pretty much all season long. They played, I mean, if you want to call good basketball, they played good basketball. As much as I don't like as many threes as Tatum takes or whatever, but Brown will take it to your head. He'll put it on top of your head in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
it has the ability to do it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And again, he's got the brains to do it, and he knows how to go. He's been. I think the switch with him is he started to see where he was the guy that could keep the rhythm. He knew, like he was making instinctive decisions. I got to take over now. Like, okay, this getting a little out of hand. My time. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna, because not to outshine anybody, but just to keep the tempo up, to keep the defense up, the pressure, all those. He was. It was just offense. It was defense too. He would put that intensity at the right times. And again, I think they're in trouble because you heard. That's another thing. Did you hear what LeDraymond Green said?
No.
About how they asked him what's going to happen when you see Clay, when you play against Clay.
Oh, he said I'm going to run through his chest. Everybody trying to be Kobe.
So now you're trying to be exactly. So now you're trying to be Kobe. Okay, phony mother. Never mind. Don't be cursed on there. Might be some kids up at 3:00 in the morning. But yeah, brother, you're having a great show. Yeah, you put in some yeoman hours today. I'm shocked. Goodness. But yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
No, but I mean, just look at this lineup. This lineup was awesome. This lineup was going to be 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, for sure.
Just looking at it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, brother.
All right.
Have a good one now.
All right. Thanks for the call.
There you got it.
All right, that's it, y'all. That was last call for alcohol. I appreciate everybody that was in the chat. People who kept it clean. People that contributed to the live, people that called in, and all of that good stuff. I definitely catch y'all again. I might come back tomorrow, which is today, really later today or Wednesday. All right, but if I don't come back Tuesday or Wednesday, then y'all definitely going to see us on Full Panel Friday. That's I don't think we missed a Friday in all year really. So y'all definitely see us Friday, man. So thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all share this. I'm gonna let y'all hear one more word from Underdog before we get out of here. Underdog Fantasy is the best place to play fantasy sports. I want to tell you about the easiest way to get in on some NBA action with Underdog Fantasy and their pick'em game. Just find your favorite player or any player for that matter, pick higher or lower on that player's stats, and you can win up to 20 times your money in one night. Pick between 2 or 5 players to fill your pick'em entry. Get every pick right, and you can net yourself some serious cash. Use the promo code Man Down Sports and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Plus, now that it's football season, you can follow Man Down Sports as we reveal our favorite picks from week to week. Like I said before, pick your favorite player, pick higher or lower, choose your dollar amount, and win some money. It's just that easy. Make picks, win money. We also want to thank Underdog Fantasy for partnering with us, and we want to thank you for helping the channel out by using Man Down Sports on Underdog Fantasy.